matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
No longer upon seawater, but left. Hold on. You guys can still hear me? Because I can't see you all anymore.
Yes, we can hear you.
Pretty much everything on my computer is going absolutely banana sandwich right now.
Well, you sound fine and we can see you.
Because I haven't touched anything except for the spacebar to talk.
The universe is delaying the inevitable.
My computer had a seizure. My headphones weren't working. Now Val's stuff is going wonky.
The screen just already knows that it doesn't want anything bad to happen to us, so it's trying to delay the inevitable.
That is the biggest lie I've ever heard.
Okay, I think we're up again. Yeah. One of the random tabs I had, I guess, had an ad that was going that was absolutely fucking with everything else. Because it kept trying to force itself to the front screen. Okay, regardless, you guys got fucked. Eventually getting sent into the astral plane. And as you were there, Nori noticed, out of everybody, a very large creature off in the far distance. Ganymede Kazariak knew this was a bad place to be and told everyone to strap in and hold on as you guys were going to make a break for it. The edges were ignited and you guys were off towards what was figured out as the closest elemental portal to leave the astral plane. But the creature had noticed and took in pursuit. Everyone manned a gun as a serpentine form was fashioned by Kazariak and Ganymede. And though at the very beginning some decent hits were going off, a lot of people making good contact, but one by one the guns started breaking, and then a few volleys of misses altogether, and this creature slowly but surely made its way, well, actually not slowly, pretty quickly and surely made its way towards you all, taking a bite out of the ship, you guys making a little bit more distance, but eventually not able to hold it back in time. Just as it got close again, it missed the ship, but was able to get all of its eyes upon those that stood at the top of the deck, and sent most of you to a demiplane for a few moments. Just enough time for Racha, who was left behind with Kazariak and some more of the crew, for you all to slip through the portal, and the rest of you returning to the astral plane, a little over 50 feet away, able to see as the ship slides through the portal and this creature devours the portal itself, flying off, seemingly unaware of your presence. Now, as you five sit here floating in the empty space, watching any and everything just disappear in front of you. Now, Richard, we did a mini session, but you basically went on immediate repair duty, throwing on your very moldy and singed at one point from the fire plane, and now it's got space debris in it, coconut helmet that you have, and going to absolute work with the vials and the rest of the crew helping to shore up the damage done to the second deck, the top deck, as well as the engine that took a hit, which is what inevitably slowed you all down. You guys are currently dead in the water while they work on that engine because you only had one propulsion engine. The other one was a plane shifting engine. Kazariak and Ganymede are already putting in works and plans on how to get your friends back.
Yeah, I'd more or less just be sort of sitting there listening and do whatever it is they need from me. try and give him whatever information I can.
Yeah, pretty much the basic stuff. Kazariak was on top on the deck, so he saw what had happened. Ganymede ends up reaching out to Bryn. He would have reached out to Nori, but he would be unable to. So Bryn, after a couple minutes of you guys just floating there, just like, well, fuck. You get a message in your head from Ganymede. I hope you all are still alive. It'd be terrible if you weren't. Though, to be fair, it would solve us the problem of coming back to find you. Anyway, how are you?
Thanks, Ganymede. Yes, we're still alive. Not sure what to do here. Any ideas?
As you're responding, he's kind of like, they're still alive. They're not sure what to do. I mean, that's understandable. She's gonna make me waste another spell. Okay.
I mean, if he doesn't respond, he doesn't respond. She's just like, I don't know what the hell to do here.
Are they using sending?
Yes.
Is this? I mean, I'm wanting to play telephone all day because he basically has nothing else to do if he wanted to.
Well, Bryn hasn't told you that that's what's happening. She just starts, because it's all in the head, so she just starts thinking back to him. Stay tight, stay alive. Just keep your eyes out, and when we are able to make our way there, we will contact again.
Okay. Hopefully that's sooner than later. I hope the ship's okay. We will stay as safe as we can and stay tight. And then once that ends and she's no longer mumbling to Ganymede, she'll tell the group, Ganymede reached out to me, said to stay alive, keep eyes out, and when they can, they'll make it here.
Should we tie each other together, like tie a rope on each other, like so that we don't float away?
Nori will open up the bag and pull out. I assume a lot of our rope is in there, so we shouldn't have
Yeah, Amric's rope is in there, I think.
there.
We should have at least
Mine
100
is-
rope in there.
150, yeah. Because Bryn bought 2.
Yeah. How much rope would it take to tie us all together?
Not that much, about 10 feet per person, and then however much space you want in between.
Yeah, so let's just do 2.
Alright, so you guys are all hitched to one another.
So we don't float off into the empty abyss of space.
Well, you still do, just you all float together.
Where is
That thing still
the
flying
giant?
around
Yeah,
us?
The giant creature, it continued on its trajectory after eating the portal, and it's now going almost, not directly away from you guys, but pretty much and slightly off to the left. After it gets about 2,000, 2,500 feet away, only Nori's really able to constantly keep an eye on it.
So are we kind of
Curiosity.
just gonna float here until they come save us?
You have a better plan?
Warren pulls out his little notebook. I'm just gonna be working on some songs over here then. As you just is floating upside down, spinning in a circle. Just like, this is great for thinking.
Just make sure you're quiet, because I don't know how far sound travels here, and I know that thing didn't have ears, but other things might.
You just see Kaporn spinning.
Uh,
He's like humming.
We're gonna tangle the rope. Val, I feel like Nori has the best chance of knowing anything about the astral plane. What do I know, if anything?
I believe you sort of made that check last session.
Yeah, I asked about the creature, but if I don't know anything, that's fine.
You can make it with disadvantage. Because my poignant information about it still stands that, yeah, you technically might have learned something from Tiva, but she wouldn't have ever thought you'd be going to the astral plane.
Oh no, I wholeheartedly agree. So that is a 6.
You know you're not having to worry about suffocating.
Great.
And there's baddies here, but you kind of already saw that one.
I hate to say it, but I'm really exhausted.
Yeah, I
been,
can.
like through a few planes, and that was a lot emotionally and physically, and I kind of really want to just take a nap.
Should we just try and sleep and float?
I am so sorry. Take watches.
All right, you guys want to sleep and float?
What are we gonna do? Groups of 2?
Whoever's on the
Just
ends.
take her.
I feel like
I mean, I'll take
Kaporn
the
would
last
Yeah,
probably,
watch.
go take her time.
Kaporn's probably been tied in the middle somewhere, just because knowing Nori.
No, you're on an end. Looks like it goes going off Pon's picture. So it's canon. It looks like it goes Kaporin, Amric, Polly, Nori, Bryn.
I'm gonna text them and yell at them. You've cursed us.
Okay, I'll take the middle watch.
Kaporn and Bryn first, I guess.
I guess I'll take a middle watch with her. Yeah, middle watch with Polly.
Okay, so if you guys are going down for a long
Do whatever's
rest,
left.
Kaporin, Bryn, you guys go ahead and give me good old perception checks. Kaporin and Bryn. I think Kaporin, you have dark vision. Bryn, do you?
I have 60 feet.
Okay, Bryn, you make
I do
this.
not.
You make it at disadvantage then.
Sorry, I'm on a different computer.
It's all good.
So, the first one.
No, I'll take the second one. I'm just kidding. So your guys' watch goes by. It's about 3 hours long, since you guys are having to cover for a long rest on everybody. But you guys don't really see anything. It's hauntingly beautiful here, and the haunting part of it, knowing that there are things that reside amongst the stars around you that you may not even be able to see and definitely want to eat your face. But nevertheless, you guys seem undeterred and undisturbed for your first watch. Waking. I guess Nori's taking the second watch.
Emmerich and I were going to take the second watch.
Oh, okay. Oh, middle watch. Got it. Okay, so you two take this, get woken up for the second watch. Polly, do you have dark vision? Okay. So it's just straight roll for you. Amric, it's at disadvantage. Okay. You guys also have a watch for a little over 3 hours. And just kind of enjoying the quiet that this space gives. There's no wind, there's no nature sounds. It's just the only noises you hear are the slight murmurs and noises that your compatriots make while they sleep. It's not dead silent. It's like there's this tiny bit of white noise just constantly in the background. Too quiet to really pick up on what it is, but loud enough to make note of it and know that it's constantly there. But during your guys' watch, nothing seems to come for you, and you guys go ahead and shake Nori awake violently and hard, like a baby, for her watch. So, Nori, you can go ahead and put down that you've had a long rest. And during your watch, you're just constantly trying to find something. Whether or not it's just looking for that creature that the last time you saw it was miles away. But you're still looking for that shift in the stars, that you just want to know where it's at so you can at least be ready if anything happens. And the fact that you can't find it gives you a sense of dread as well, just as much as a sense of comfort. And the fact that you not only have to keep an eye out for this, but you don't have the ground to take half of your looking away. You have to do a complete circle of perception as your watch goes on, and so you kind of, since you're not quite at an end, you have to like silently make people float and spin, because as you're like corkscrewing around trying to watch everything, it tightens up the rope, and just like a string, once like one person turns, slowly everyone else turns. So you're creating this like small little cyclone in the middle of the astral plane here. You don't see the creature though. Amric's the first one to mess it up. You don't see the creature though, but you do see at the end of your watch though what looks to be a small cluster of asteroids or some sort of flying space rock, not moving at incredible speeds or anything, but far away that you can't really make out good detail on it. But they look decently large and might be at least some sort of cover if you wanted to go in that direction. But at the end of it, everyone wakes up and you all get your long rests. Sorry, your internet cut out for there, so it's when you just Nori awake. Okay. Well, you just got it before everyone because your last watch. Correct. Nori has a case of seizures today. It's mainly her internet making her do it, but so you extend out your 12 cups, 6 in each hand, Amric. And as Polly does this, it's almost like taking 12 shotguns in each cup and immediately letting loose as you just kind of. Luckily, you're attached to everyone, but this is luckily and unluckily as you're one of the bigger ones. But you're strong enough to where they don't rip the cups out of your hand, but you get launched downwards as this 70 pounds of food and liquid get shoved into your arms and cups, which would end up pulling down Kaporin and you, Polly, as you, because you're connected to him. It's kind of like just a jerk down quickly as Amric is now just looks like he's been in the worst food fight ever. Oh, you lose a majority of it. It's basically it's hardtack and water is what he creates. So he's got 6 mugs full of hardtack and 6 mugs full of water. It's funny because without a lot of spells actually require gravity for some sort of constant vector. So when you create this, usually it's created in a container. Except when there's no gravity. Then it shoots out as if you sent it through a wood shredder, a wood chipper, and just, Amric, you are just fully covered along the front, full attack. Yeah. Pretty much. She looks very unamused by you, Kaporin. She points in a direction and says, "That way." Now that she's pointing it out to you all, you do see it. You're not sure how fast you guys move as a unit in here, but it's not too far away. Maybe like 1,500 feet or so. No, they're moving like sort of parallel to you. And they're not moving very fast. Like, so it is 15 feet times your modifier. If you have a 0 modifier, you move 15 feet. Intelligence? I think it puts you at 5 feet. You move backwards at the same speed as they move forwards, so you just gotta face the opposite direction. Yeah, so it's 15 feet plus 15 feet times your modifier. So if you have a 0 or a negative, you move 15 feet. If you have a +1 modifier, you move 30 to 45. Okay. So luckily, I believe Kaporin's on the end. Yeah. So you guys all start thinking to go in that direction, and then Kaporin starts to eke away from everyone and ends up dragging pretty much the rest of you with him. More like a Kaporin shuttle. So, you guys head on, floating quietly. I don't know where the less was coming from. Quietly through space as you head in the direction of this rock that you see. Yep. You'll have to use 2 uses of it because you have to overpack it, or else without gravity, it's not going to stay in. It's just going to be floating. But yeah, you can do that. You're going to need to use a fire spell of some sort, as there technically is no oxygen in here. So that technically isn't fire. I believe Noria's Druidcraft, though, so she could light it. Alright, that works too. So I'll say she tops you up. But you get moving. And unfortunately, you guys aren't moving the fastest out of the world. So as you start moving towards this rock, it moves faster technically than you guys do. So Kaporin, even though you guys start at a straight trajectory towards it, you have to veer off a little bit to intercept. I would say technically you're the smartest of this group, but the more street smart the more wisdom of your group would tell you you need to go off to the side there to intercept. Nori, the wisdom caster, has the most wisdom. When does she not? But you guys making your way. As this chunk of rock gets closer and closer and closer, you realize that it's not 3 separate chunks of rock, but actually it's one that's connected by what looks to be some sort of tendril something that goes between each of the rocks. You're not sure if it's vines. You're not sure if it's some sort of like rope or cabling or chains. It's still too far out to see that, but you do see that they all get connected. So there's one large piece and then 2 smaller pieces that kind of go to the left and right of the way that it's in the direction that it's moving. But they do seem to be connected, not separated too far away from one another, maybe about 30 feet or so between the main and each one of its side pieces. But it is definitely connected. Nori, probably being the first one to notice this, would tell you all that what she sees. Are you still quite a ways out? Okay. So, as you guys move ever closer towards it, you realize that this thing, it's getting larger as you guys are getting closer. You realize that though it is moving parallel to you guys, it's also moving towards and parallel. At the speed that it's moving and you guys are going for an intercept course, it's quickly becoming realized that this chunk of rock, which you at first were guessing may have been 30, 40, 50 feet across, is now the larger piece, probably 400, 500 feet across. And the two side pieces rivaling about 150 apiece. It's just the illusion of space. You're not sure if something is large and far away or small and close. But now that you are actually breaking that distance, you're realizing it's large and far away. But as it's moving closer and you guys are starting to pick up detail on it, you do see things moving across the surface of not the big rock, but the two smaller pieces. The two small pieces are connected to the main big piece in the middle. It's still too far away to figure out what it is. It just looks like some sort of rope or vine or something in between. Again, too far away to tell. I'm just letting you guys know as soon as you're picking it up. You're just seeing like slight movement and color change on the smaller rocks. Yeah, it's going from left to right, but it's also kind of coming towards you guys as well. The rocks that you noticed, they are larger than first initially thought. The main rock being about 400 to 500 feet across, and there is some sort of wire, cable, vine, or tendril that connects the main big rock to the two small rocks that are on either side of it. And you just noticed there's movement upon the smaller rocks. And so you guys are deciding what to do about that. Yeah, she would tell you about that. Sorry, what was that?
Or everything is
You.
breaking.
Gotcha.
My every working.
These things happen.
It was working
It's all
4 hours ago,
it's-
just fine.
It's all the other college kids trying to cram. It's everyone nearby soaking up the internet watching anime.
My like actual computer was showing that there was no Wi-Fi, but every other device I own is connected. Sorry.
Gotcha. But what do you guys want to do?
And well, I guess unless we see some hostile intent from this thing, it is still the only point of interest we have within this void.
Maybe we should ask for an update on the situation.
How long has it been totally?
Well, you did your 9 hours for your long rest, and then it's been about a half hour of you guys moving towards this thing.
I don't know if we're gonna get anything from an update. I don't know if it's been long enough.
Yeah, they did have to repair the ship, and it's gonna take time.
And they said they'd reach out once they're able to come back.
I believe survival should be our top priority.
Within this conversation, Kaporn has just continued to go towards the rock.
We're tied together.
And
no one has enough intelligence to pull away from him, so he's conducting this train.
I don't think going towards that is a great idea.
I would have to agree. Karen, please no.
Kaporan, you're the one that's been more focused on this, and you have the higher intelligence, so go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
So,
Or does it require intelligence to move?
Yes. And Kaporn is the most intelligent one here, supposedly.
yeah, Kaporan is the the highest intelligence modifier out of the group that's currently here. Your smart bird is somewhere else right now. Okay, so as you're been going and keeping an eye on this thing and trying to create a trajectory course to intercept, and now that everyone's talking about going back and reverting, you kind of look and are gauging, now that it's close enough for you to really see, you're gauging how fast it's moving. And it's hauling. That creature that was behind you, that was chasing you, moving 100 feet every 6 seconds or so, it seems like whatever this is either purposefully or just the way it is moving faster, so something like that would not be able to catch up to it. So, since you guys have moved so far in this direction on an intercept course, not able to really gauge how far away it actually is. You're not sure if you're going to be able to get out of the way in time, if something or whatever may be on it and is looking for stuff. So that's what you glean from studying this.
As you guys are talking, Kaporn's kind of pipes up. It's like, I don't think there's any way for us to avoid it at this point.
Nori, give me a perception check too, by the way.
I think we should at least try.
So bugs on a windshield, basically.
Yeah, that was my concern. The bugs on the windshield.
It's not moving that fast to the point of, you're going to incur damage or possibly death, instantly from getting impacted by whatever these are, but it might be moving fast enough to where that even if you guys try to avoid getting hit by it, you can do so, but you might not avoid being seen by whatever might be on it.
We're gonna end up. We might careen with this thing one way or another, in some sort of fashion. Question about Tiny Hut. Would Tiny Hut continue to move with us, or is it just a point in space?
I think
Like,
it's immovable.
Okay. Like if I had put it within a with designated an object like Amric's shield, for example, would it be like a force to be moving on the shield since it's we're in this kind of plane situation?
Ping it in the roll 20. Remain stationary. It says it right there in the first sentence.
Okay.
That's the whole point of you having to stay inside of
I
it
have
also.
I have
Go ahead, Nori.
so I stocked this spell hallucinatory terror,
Okay.
which I've never stocked before. I can essentially make a big illusion that'll last for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Could I potentially have us go up and get away from this thing, throw that up, and then have almost a wall so something couldn't see us? Or is it
Well, what type of terrain would you be
Just
creating?
I don't know.
Because space isn't really a terrain, and
It's more of it does say natural terrain. It was
yeah, that's the only caveat behind
I
it
really had.
is it needing to be natural terrain. I mean, yeah, you'd be better off trying to do some sort of
I have major image.
yeah, that would be more in the realm of workable. And basically, you just be sort of major imaging a reflection of space behind you.
Yeah, I mean we've used it in that. Sorry, we've used it in that capacity once before when we were traveling. So.
Okay. So is that what we want to do?
Probably hold off major image until we've definitely are impossible to move out of its direction. But we will try to diverge as far as possible away from the incoming rock.
Okay. So if you use the picture that is on roll 20 right now, if you guys were in the spot of the creature, you would be looking down and towards this set of 3 rocks that are coming up and slightly off to the left of you. Where would you like to go? Up, down, left, right, back, 900 degrees? Which direction would you like to go to try and get out of the way is what I'm asking.
You're saying we're the creature, if we were in the creature spot and the portal was...
So it looks like if you guys were picturing yourself as up, it looks like it's coming from below you and up towards you.
One would want to try to use the momentum of the group to kind of swing them out of the way.
So kind of continue forward and past?
Yeah, kind of forward and past. If he could throw Amric and Bryn's weight in the one direction with Kaporin, so we kind of just begin to momentum diagonally move away kind of thing. It's still going forward. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying. This is space, so there is no friction. So once you get them moving in one direction, you guys are just moving at 30 feet now. So it's not like you can build up momentum and go in a direction. It's more of you guys are going in a direction, and when you redirect, you go at that speed in that direction. There is no build up.
Is there anything moving on the big piece that's coming towards us right now?
Not that you can tell.
So if we land on it, run to the end of it, and then jump off, we might be able to get away from it easier than trying to just move out of its way. I mean, make our way to the as far to the edge as we can, and then just run and jump off.
It'll just be the case of will we get hurt when we make collision, and will there be enough of us to do that maneuver after we get off?
Right. If we're like actually, since it's moving faster than we are, if we're moving away from it, and it comes up underneath us, it wouldn't hurt as badly as if we're going directly towards it.
I see what you mean, kind of just anticipate the impact kind of thing. Is that possible with our current direction and speed? Well,
The best that you'd be able to do is sort of like train hopping. Kind of go in the direction that it's going and try and minimize the damage as much as possible. But you would not be able to do that as well as cast like you wouldn't be able to major image. Actually, you could. It would just take some skill. You could basically mirror image in front of you as you guys are starting to move, but whether or not you do it at the right time is going to be more of your situation. But it's definitely possible. I mean, you can make it work. Whether or not it's going to work as well as you think it is another situation entirely.
I guess, I mean, even if we land and it's a situation where we could stay there, then, I mean, we'll just have to see when we get there.
I'm just worried because there are many things that could quote unquote eat our faces.
Mm-hmm.
Things that
And
want
not
to eat
just
your
in the
brain.
astral plane.
Things that we've never even thought of.
Amric's the first one on the list.
He's the juiciest looking one out of all of us.
For some reason, Amric, Saren inhabits your body for a moment, and you backhand Kaporin.
Nope, I definitely use the Morning Star if I'm Saren.
Hey, Kaporin, he's already been called small once, like within the last in-game week. So he's not feeling that big right now.
All right, so that's what you guys are going to try and do. Try and go in the same direction, minimize damage, and get on top of the large piece.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I have one more question that is going to be a no, but I thought I should ask. Right, because I asked you earlier what colors I could turn my various creatures into. Theoretically, turn into a very large creature, have my fur, whatever color, line up with the space behind us, wrap everyone up, and I guess try to absorb the damage and be as well hidden as possible. It should be no, it shouldn't work, but
yeah,
I figured it
it's
as.
too much different color behind you. It's amalgamation of, I mean, basically what's behind Polly and Amric. It's multitude of colors and galaxies, so it's not like if it was one solid or if it was like darkness, like, and you could just go like pitch black, it'd be one thing. But in nature, there's very rarely anything that has multitudes of colors like this. So, unfortunately, you could still do that as far as taking the damage, but as far as not being seen, that's a no.
But I could take up the damage so none of us would be hurt if we were needing
If you
to
were a
get
large enough
away.
creature, yeah.
Well, if you did that, we also wouldn't have to try and move away. We could just mirror image where we are and have you take the hit.
I can make I mean, 20 feet, so we could hide behind. It's a 20 feet cube, I think.
Yeah, so you could put a corner down below you and cover you on multiple angles.
So we could basically create a canvas over us, or if we come in contact with that rock and we canvas over there. But
What type of creature were you thinking, Nori?
Well, I've got a couple really. I was thinking a giant eagle because of the wing size. Especially, it's classified as a large creature. In order for a creature that big to fly, it's going to have a very large wingspan.
Yeah, the wings. I mean, yeah, technically you could curl everyone up, but the wings would not protect from damage. It's not enough physical material to stop an impact because birds'
What
wings
would?
are actually very thin. You're talking like giant gorilla. You know, things that are meaty enough to take impact without giving too much impact. So it's got to be thick muscle mass, not just straight size.
I'm just imagining running onto the giant goat. And the goat just lands on top of the giant rock.
Would a bear work?
A bear would work for probably the smaller people of your party. You've got some big people, though. Pretty much
One might
all your big
say-
people are here.
One might say you need to be a meteor.
Yeah. The puns invade the actual game now.
They just gotta annoy everybody, you know? My one job right now.
Emmerich takes his dagger and stabs himself.
Why do you keep stabbing? You do that a lot. A
It's all the
surprising
psychic
amount.
pain.
The only there's not. I'm not a moon druid, so I can't turn into the really big things. The biggest things I can turn into is like a giant octopus.
Yeah, and even that, you're only looking at protecting maybe 2 of the big people.
I mean, I could dimension door like how I did in the cave if it came down to it. I mean,
It's
I
only
would.
one person, though.
You'd
Yeah,
have
but
to
I
then
could take the
be
damage
unattached to us.
True, you would
Right.
you would lose your attachment to the group.
We
Except your
still have
emotional
healing
attachment.
spells. We're not gonna die just by hitting this thing.
That's what we hope.
So, how'd you guys get a TPK? Rock.
Get hit by a rock.
I think, Nori, if you're able to protect someone who doesn't think they can take as big of a hit, I think you should do it. I think some of us will be fine, hopefully. And then you have your animal's health, or however long they're able to last. And if something does happen, you'll be able to heal. And maybe someone else does.
I'm on board. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this without us getting wildly separated. Wait, how much can the
It technically.
I
have a bunch of
love
people in
that
there for
idea,
a
and I
very short?
also hate it.
Hold on, I'm waiting for Nori's internet
I
to
know.
come back.
She's asking how many people can fit into the bag of holding.
The answer is all of us.
Technically, all of you, yes. But if no
We're
one's
just-
on the outside to summon you, you're not getting summoned. And yeah, and it's a vacuumless void. So
You get it's 10 minutes for one creature, cut it in half for each additional creature. We could stick. Let's see. There's 5.
if you're talking about the body bag one, this one is a vacuumless void.
Snorri will be an animal. Oh, it's a void.
It's a vacuumless extra dimensional space. So that means if you go in there holding your breath gets sucked. So when you go in it, you immediately start suffocating.
Impact damage.
True. I mean, it still is technically can work, but you guys would have to time it very fucking perfectly.
As I
Yeah,
said,
and I
I love the idea, and I also hate it.
Does
I don't
anybody
feel
have
like-
Thunderwave?
I have Shatter.
No, I don't think
No,
anyone
it's
has
just-
Thunderwave.
Or any kind of spell that pushes people back? Or like a little boost?
Bryn can shield charge the shit out of somebody.
just shield charge one of us, and we're all tied together, so we all go flying off in one direction.
I pile drive the rock. That's what I.
Okay, Goku.
I
We
don't
can
think
throw our hammer and someone can grab onto it.
it's literally like we could tie the hammer or something to the end of it and just yeet it as hard as we can. But I just still don't think it's moving fast enough with
No,
all of
but
us.
it is moving fast enough to destroy your rope.
Yeah. I say we just try to train hop it, and if Nori can protect whoever she can, but I mean, three of us are healers. I don't feel like I don't think we're that bad on health.
Unfortunately, your one good range, like your solid range shooter, is also not with you. Because I was saying you guys could potentially dimension door when you get close enough. Kapoor and dimension doors onto the rock, and then your shooter sits off with rope attached to an arrow, shoots the arrow to them, and then y'all hang on. But
I
But
mean,
we can do that anyway, because I have Gorgod's Blessing, which gives us a +10 to hit.
true, but it's a large rock, and so if you're being pinpoint accurate, you can hit the rock, but you want to hit the rock decently close to where your people are at so they can hold on for you.
You can do it in reverse and have Bryn shoot one of you guys out of the air.
Yeah, fuck! Amric volunteers as tribute.
I'm down with the training idea, to be honest.
Okay, so move in the direction, major image, and try and... With the wild shape or without the wild shape?
if the wild shape will help, I am happy to burn one. Because we could have two people with me being wild shaped, and then Koparin can take one person completely out of the equation with Dimension Door.
The problem with Dimension Door is that it doesn't take the rope with us, so it would break it. So
Also,
we'd be separated.
If Koporin messes up the distance dimension door, he could end up inside the rock, which is
No, dimension door doesn't allow
worse.
that.
We would get
Shunted to the
out.
next closest 5 feet of available space.
I mean, that's to say if this rock isn't hollow. So
True. Or it's completely solid and you try and jump and end going into it, so it shoots you back 500 feet in an opposite direction.
Taking force damage that entire way out.
Yep. Fuck. So 3,000 damage later.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Which, by the way, that was the amount of damage you guys needed to make the thing turn and run from you all.
3,000?
Yeah. You guys got to 2307.
Was it taking half damage from things?
Nope. It was taking half damage from lightning bolts and Richa's arrows.
We're gonna try to train hop
Okay.
this thing.
All right. So, let's prepare. You guys still need to move a little bit to get it within intercept course. Kapoor, go ahead and give me an intelligence check to see if you can gauge it as just right as possible, so that way you're not directly in the path of it, but off to the side a little bit. You think you did a pretty good job, so we'll see how that comes to play. But you're prepping major image, we're prepping a wild shape. What are you going with, octopus?
Whatever I think would protect the most. Well, Octopus does have the most HP, so I could take the most damage if we did hit it.
Okay. With the octopus, you'd probably be able to take Bryn and Amric, or one of the bigger people, and Polly.
Okay, so we'll do Bryn and Polly.
Who would have thought?
Bryn's gonna tell you to take Amric.
Oh,
Who would have thought?
well, let's take Imric.
Emmerich is going to tell you to take Bryn.
Make up your mind.
This is an A and B situation. See your way out.
You're
can
getting
take
dragged
me.
by Kaporin, so Amric, you can't even have a conversation with the back group.
Oh, this would most likely have you guys unattaching from one another, so the rope doesn't get broken. Kaporin and then whoever Kaporin's taking. Nori definitely unwild shaping. Not with the rope on, or else... Well, I've got to come up with how that would end up happening.
Because with wild shape, you can choose to get rid of all your gear. So what a druid can do is essentially drop everything and run away.
Yeah?
But I don't want to drop all my gear, and I don't think I
Exactly.
can pick and choose.
No, it's one or the other. Be interesting, though, if she wild shaped with it on. Be like, and Bryn gets sucked into half of her body.
A weird amalgam
That would
of
be
Bryn and Nori.
I don't think I want to try that. That's
Just
awful.
Bryn's feet dangling out, slightly twitching. All
I
right.
feel like Nori would know what would happen if that would work. But that's a question
I
for
don't
another day.
think
For right now, let's try
Tiva
not to
would have
get
taught you
killed.
that one. And it wouldn't
Rock,
come up.
whatever's on the rock.
It wouldn't come up in most druid situations.
I'm just gonna list of really strange.
But nevertheless, you guys prepare. Your trajectory, guess
So when I get
was correct, Kaforin. I thought her internet was done, but it just kept going. So your internet trajectory is your intercept trajectory was correct, and it doesn't look like you're going to be impacted by the main rock or the two little rocks. And we're not talking about birds. And you prep your major image. Nori goes out of the rope, wild shapes into the giant pseudopod, and picks up Bryn and Polly. Because I'm sure after Bryn and Amric argued maybe like 2 times about it, Bryn would have been like, fuck it, fine.
Exactly.
So that leaves Amric with Kaporin. So Kaporin, you cast Major Image. How long does it last? It's an hour?
10 minutes,
10 minutes,
I believe.
Okay. All right.
Let me just...
Okay, so you guesstimate roughly about 10 minutes, or a little under 10 minutes of this thing moving, and it would be going past you all. And you guys all kind of form up behind Kaporin holding onto Amric's shoulder for the dimension door when needed, and Nori in octopus form holding the two, ready to kind of move her way onto the rock itself.
I look over to Bryn. Not quite what I was expecting, but I'm not hating it right now.
mentally to Polly goes like, yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, I don't think this is what I expected.
Prepare for impact.
As the real only noise is the constant suction pod pads of Nori kind of like gripping and getting, because they got to constantly move or else she won't create that viscous fluid. So you guys are quite moist.
Moist.
Gross.
All right, so the meteors come towards you faster and faster. At least it seems that way as they're getting closer. You now see that the main rock sits to be about closer to the 400-foot mark. The smaller rock's about 150. And I'll have... Only Nori has the highest perception, so Nori can make a perception check. It does look to be some sort of bipedal humanoid creatures that are walking amongst the two smaller rocks, and it looks to be as if they're throwing stuff off the side. But the rocks come by and get close. Do we enact our plan?
Perform mission impossible.
Kaporin gives the go.
Let's do it.
All right. So Nori slides out from behind the major image, moving towards the trajectory path of this rock, which you do, and you're going to impact on the main one. Kaporin, go ahead and give me an intelligence check again.
Oh crap. Yep.
So you find the perfect. How far does Dimension go? Is it 500 feet?
Dimension door is 500 feet.
Okay. You go to activate it at the end of your 500 feet, at the very far distance of it, and as you go to do the spell, you sneeze and like slip off Amric's shoulder, and you.
How far away is Amric from me?
You just started to move off because he did this at his 500-foot distance. So make a dexterity check to see if you can.
And Octopus has a 10-foot reach.
Yeah, to see if you can reach because you're
I
moving.
don't know if that helps, but
Yeah, because you're moving in that direction though. So this is more of a last-ditch end of the tentacle grab onto Amric. Amric with his morning star and his shield is like, and then Kapor just disappears and he's like, fucking.
Right now, everything Amric first thought about Kaporn is proving to be true.
But you feel a tentacle reach out and grab the bottom of your right ankle, and you start to get dragged in that direction. She's not going to be able to save you from any damage, but she'll at least get you onto the rock. Kaporin, you end up standing there on the rock as it's hurtling through space, and you kind of like look at your hand, as that was the hand you used to cover up your sneeze. And you're like, fuck. And you look in the direction of where you guys should be going, and you see Amric getting dragged by the back end of this octopus.
Could I use another dimension door to throw one in for Amric? I don't think because I technically don't have to be touching them. It's just a verbal.
It says you, because it's the spell's done on you, and anything that you're touching does the dimension door. It says I think you have to grab a one willing creature.
Yeah, you and one willing creature that you're touching.
Yeah. So the dimension door is you. You can't give it to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But you're thinking in your head, man, that'd be cool if I could do that right now. Anyway.
Like just portal.
Yeah, that's called Arcane Gate.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk to Pon. That's what he did to you.
mentally to Amric, she just goes, I'm so sorry.
But since you reached out and grabbed Amric in this way, you guys are now cartwheeling through the air to get in front of the rock in time. But you guys impact the rock. Now give me a moment to roll some damage. This thing is moving 300 feet per round.
So how much is that?
Hey, Bryn, quick question. How much is your max HP?
I'm at 93.
And Octopus was the smartest one because I've got 52 hit points, and then I've got my 73 normal ones, so that's over 100 on Nori's part.
I'm just thankful that the only humanoid still taking damage has Stone's Endurance.
Orange coming running with the healing.
Nori's right there. Nori and Polly.
Well, an appropriate amount of damage.
Because we got fucked.
Nice.
So you guys. So the octopus takes 69 points of damage. Amrit
Okay, so
takes 69 points of damage.
I got 14 on my stone's endurance.
So that's down to 55.
I'll pop a second
So
level
I take-
cure wounds into him if I can reach him.
I take 17 just as me. So
So
there's the 52 the octopus had. So I think, does everyone take that 17?
yeah, so 17. You, Bryn, and Polly take 17 points of damage. Kaporin, give me a dex save.
Oh lord.
Well, on the bright side, Amric does not look as bad as you might think.
14.
I'm
Must be
spelled
that
shape.
those 6 points of healing.
Amric is laying face down on the rock right now, and he goes. He doesn't lift his face or anything, just his hand, and you kind of hear mumbled, "Thanks, Polly," and then, "God damn it, Kaporin!"
Well, we're not done yet. That was just the impact. Kaporin, as you started to run to where they were going to make impact, I just wanted to see what your dex was. I need everyone, besides Kaporin, to make dex saves.
Are we bouncing?
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna use Indomitable and roll again.
Okay.
Would I have had? No, I wouldn't.
So, Bryn. Luckily, Kaporin had run to your impact crater, and his dex save was to try and catch someone who might float off the surface. So he is able to keep you on the rock as you are about to careen back off into space. So as you guys are all tumbling and trying to grab out for things to hold on to, the way that Nori unwild shaped and Polly was in front, Bryn pushes Polly so she doesn't squish Polly as the impact was made, and this ends up like pushing her to where she can't grab anything, but luckily Kaporin gets there in time to hold it down. So, you guys are all on the rock. Minus Rachel.
Amric does exactly as I mentioned previously.
Warren comes over to Amric. Sorry, Amric. I had to sneeze. Here, let me help you with that. And cast a 3rd level healing word. It's like, and the word is sorry.
That should just be your healing word from now on.
Warren's just always apologizing for things that he's messed up.
Thank you, Kaporin. Just try not to do that next time.
I will try.
Space dust, man. That really makes you sneeze.
Can I hop up and look around since Nori seems to have gotten squished? I want to get off of her, obviously. And check and see if there's anything around us that's moving.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. As you guys are all seeing now, you're on a rock that seems to be decently flat on top, and there's actual grass and small bushes that are on this large piece that you're on. Polly, as you're making a strain to actually look to see what's around you, you see what looks to be a nice paved walkway going between the grass off to the right. I mean, the worst portion of this entire area is your guys' impact crater, but it almost looks like a well-manicured lawn to a degree that you guys are currently on top of. And looking around, you see a few bushes, a few small trees, nice smooth grass, the walkway that I had mentioned, Um, but no people, at least right now.
That walkway, you said it was made of stone, correct?
Correct.
Does it have a specific style? Like a dwarven style or elven or...
Not that you can tell. It's a style you've never seen before.
Okay.
It looks to be like large slabs of stone. Like it's not brick or cobblestone. It's just like large blocks.
From the environment around us, does it seem like these plants could have originated from?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
Knowing Nori, she would want to jump on that as well.
9.
I'm tempted to ask Hammer to jump on it, but I don't think he's really explored.
As far
Right,
as between Kaporin and Nori, where you guys have come from, I mean, grass looks like grass. The shrubbery seems to be plant-like, but it's really not like. I mean, Nori would be the closest one to it, and even then, she's not really going around like, I need to know what genus of plant this is, and like sitting there and you know, trying to figure that out. It looks to be natural, healthy plant life, but nothing screaming like, oh, this is from, you know, the Cowan clan lands or something.
Looks like we're in somebody's front yard.
Well, we better get moving away from this crater at least. It's not like a forest, right? It's just
No.
grasslands, similar to like a grasslands, maybe.
It's much flatter than it's decently flat, and the way that the shrubs and trees are put, there seems to be order to it, as if they were placed where they were placed purposefully. Though there are some random ones as well, like along the path there are a bunch of small trees in a row, so it does seem to be very calculated.
And how far away from the edge are we?
From the edge that you guys impacted on was closer to like what would be considered the front, in the direction that it was going. You guys are about 100 feet off from the edge.
Okay, what did I miss?
Plants, bushes, and trees nearby.
Oh my.
Yep. It's well manicured, and the trees look to be planted with a purpose, and there's a stone walkway.
We don't know the origin of anything here.
Yeah, I had you roll nature, and you can't tell. These bushes and plants don't come out as like, oh, these grow specifically in this place. They just look to be pretty stock standard, normal bushes and trees that could basically be from anywhere.
Does it look like this path wraps around?
No, it actually looks like it heads almost directly away from the side that you guys came from. So if you guys impacted what would be considered the south of this rock, it looks like this pathway goes almost strictly south to north, all the way to both ends. And it looks like further down towards the northern side, there's a couple past that stone pathways that break off and go east and west.
Horn heals everyone, just like, I don't believe this. This doesn't seem normal.
Something must have brought this place here, but I don't know if I want to find out what did.
Right? Isn't that the problem? It does look normal instead of some weird space rock.
Well, yes. Well, while we were landing, falling, however you want to call it, but uh, it seemed like there were humanoids on those other rocks.
So it's highly probable that someone plane shifted people here. It could be people just, it could be normal humanoids living here. It could be something we don't even know or understand about. Either way, we just smashed into their home. I don't know if I want to be here.
Whatever they are, I don't think it's not a question I need answered. Maybe we should just get moving.
As you
I
guys
agree.
are talking about this,
They come up on us.
Polly, you're the one that's been keeping an eye out specifically for anyone and anything coming nearby. And you notice what looks to be 4 to 5, wait, no, 6, 7, 12 individuals, all wearing dark black, running directly towards you all from the side that you didn't impact. And
So we need to go now, or we need to
We're going.
be prepared to talk.
you hear, "Halt! Stay right there! Freeze!"
And Nari will freeze. I don't think we can't take 12 guys.
Amric is at the ready, but I mean, if they're sentient,
You see 6 of them get to about 60 feet away and stop on one knee, all holding something between their hands pointed at you, while the other 6 continue to move towards you all.
Were they all speaking common?
Correct.
Amric gets himself within 10 feet of everybody, if he can.
Kaporn hides behind the shields.
Nori,
I'll help Nori stand up.
Nori, your passive perception picks up the most. These 6, as well as the 6 behind, seem to all be wearing matching uniforms of some sort. Black or dark blue, with words emblazoned across the chest, and all of them are wearing some sort of hat. And as they get closer and closer, it reads police. You see different items across their waist, as well as different badges and decals across what looks to be some sort of long sleeve shirts.
I mean, tell what race they are.
I don't suppose they have little elf-shaped things in their hands, maybe Glocks.
No L-shaped things that you can see right away.
No, they're
Got
not holding
mechanical
guns.
screwdrivers.
Nori's been shot one.
The 6 people that are moving towards you have just nothing in their hands at the moment.
But can I tell what race they are, or
Look to be human.
When the 6 coming closest to us get within like 30 feet, Amric will shout out, "That's close enough."
They initially freeze, but then one walks forward who has a bit more embroidery on the arms. Steps forward and goes, Now, no need to be testy. Let's calm down here."
Kaporn from behind the shoulder of Amric is like, "We're sorry. We didn't mean any harm. This is the only, I guess, land we've seen in a little while."
They continue to move forward. The one individual with 2 more seem to follow, while the other 3 have kind of stayed where they are. It's quite all right. It's a bit unnerving, but we're gonna just want to talk.
okay? Who are you all exactly?
My name is Sergeant Leroux. These are my men. Who are you guys?
A bunch of adventurers that got mixed up in the wrong thing.
Travelers who had some bad luck.
Understandable. Bad luck seems to permeate this place.
What is this place, if I may ask?
well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's hear a little bit more about you guys.
I will walk forward with my hand held out and say, "Hi, I'm Polly. Polly Schlemazel. Nice to meet ya."
Sergeant Leroux, and he shakes your hand. Nice to meet you,
Nori
Polly.
will
Yeah, sorry about
cautiously
this.
walk forward.
Your asteroid just kind of came out of nowhere, and we just, boom, right into it. Sorry about that. I mean, looks like you spend a lot of time keeping this place looking real nice. I kind of feel bad for it being in the front of the asteroid instead of in the back.
Oh no, this this is just our park.
Sorry we ruined your park? Or damaged it?
It's quite all right. He kind of like turns back around and motions for the other 9 to start heading in your guys' direction. Those that were on their knees stand up and start walking, and you see something long between their arms. Looks like about the length of like long swords or something. As they start walking towards you all. It's quite all right. We have people who are experts at fixing these types of problems.
Well, I wouldn't classify this as a problem.
To them, it is.
Oh. Well, yeah, I get it. Grass and stuff, but I mean, we're not here to cause any harm. We're just, we were just trying to find someplace safe.
Understandable, but we also have to protect our people, so we need to make sure that you guys weren't a threat first. But yes, I was talking about our groundskeepers. It's not easy for them to have grass and plants grow in a place that has no sun.
I get it. We've got a druid that has to deal with that stuff all the time.
Nori has disappeared as she's trying to currently fix the problem.
Okay, what happened?
Yes, a druid. Anyway, so I've gotten a couple names here.
What happened?
They're just-
Emmerich will step forward and introduce himself. Emmerich Wundai.
All right, Emmerich.
Nori will hold out her hand and go, "I'm Nori."
Nori.
Bryn will put her stuff away so she's not holding anything. Brynhilder.
All right.
Corporin, hello. Does a little bow.
Corporin. All right. Pleasure to make your all acquaintances. And as one of the ones that were next to him moves up beside him, he quickly points at each one of you and tells them each one of your names. And you see his partner has a small notepad and is writing down everything. And when he gets to Nori, he goes, "Nori, a druid?" And he kind of stops before writing. He goes, "How do you spell that?"
N-O-R-Y.
No, the druid.
D-R-U-I-D.
Okay, thank you.
You scared me!
All right. Well, I guess you guys would not have any forms of ID to confirm these things, so we're gonna have to take it off some faith here.
Actually, does Emmerich? I'm assuming Emmerich has papers from when Wundai would have started assimilating.
You have Ixian papers, yeah.
Ooh, do
If they ask for it specifically, Emmerich
Yeah, Polly,
will.
you have military paperwork. So
Does that
Bryn-
mean Bryn
show it
does
to
too?
them.
Oh, fun.
Bryn, you technically don't for the jobs that you were doing.
That's fair.
So you would, but it'd be at home.
Corporin has a forge kit. I would assume I would have at some point made myself an identification document.
Does Corporin have a fake ID?
I was gonna say you just gave him your name, and now you're gonna show a fake ID of a different name. Do you think that sounds like a smart idea?
No.
You're muted if you're talking.
he would have made himself some of his own documents. Maybe it won't be all the truth, but Horns ain't gonna show nothing. He's just gonna sit there quietly.
All right. Well, now that formalities are out of the way, you guys can accompany us back into the city.
Did we break the rock?
No, you just messed up the lawn or the park.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So they all start putting the six that came up to you guys. It looks to be some sort of metallic and wooden object that they've got some leather straps that go around their chest and allows them to just let it sling right there against them. And the sergeant starts walking, and the rest of them kind of go behind the group while a few go to the sides, just as a small escort. So you guys start heading down the path in the opposite direction of where you landed. Seemingly,
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say I'll walk next to the sergeant. So, how long have you guys been here? How'd you get here? Did you just bamf in here like we did, or been here a really long time? You say you have a city. How big is your city? Are those like the other two things, like just sticking out? Huh?
How about I show you?
Horns just shoved the mug in Polly's hand, and it's like, here.
And as you guys get to what seems to be the end of this rock, he kind of fishes around in one of the little back pouches along his belt and pulls out a whistle and blows an interesting tune through it. Before Nori, you were just starting to get a weird feeling as you guys were walking towards the end of this little walk, and you know why. In front of you guys, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, this invisible force field comes down across this giant city that's in front of you, with skyscrapers that go up 40, 50 floors. Welcome to Seattle.
What did Seattle do to deserve to get sent to the astral plane?
Space Needle.
I think we all know the answer to that one.
Horn looks over the atoll.
It wasn't just a freak heat wave.
You broke me.
And as you guys, there is a path that stretches out before you between the rock that you guys are currently on and like a connecting road to the city itself. There are what looks to be cars that are stationary along the streets, but everyone seems to be walking, and these things are now just sort of artifacts that live wherever they've last were moving. But welcome to Seattle.
So this is new. What are those? And I point to
Buildings
one
are
of the
very tall.
cars.
That is an automobile.
Oh.
When with the right resources, they allow you to travel quickly on land, which you can understand is not really needed anymore being out here.
Huh.
Are they unlocked?
Yeah, most of them are.
Are they clean, or are they just like covered in shit because nobody uses them?
Well, depending on which part of Seattle you're in, will dictate heavily the type of car that you're dealing with.
Are these like the tallest buildings we've seen thus far?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Rivaling the Citadel. And
Ooh.
there's hundreds of them.
Tall. Very tall.
Horn looks for like the smallest car, thinking like it's magical, and it's actually bigger on the inside, and tries to squeeze into it.
So you go into a Prius.
Aaron, don't touch things that aren't yours.
Emmerich will ask, are we the first visitors you've all had, or
No.
others before us?
You're not the first visitors. If anything, you guys are the most docile visitors we've had.
Let me guess, there's some less than savory individuals that travel this plane.
Well, we've had some encounters.
And
Hence,
that's why we're here.
hence why we came up with the technology to hide the city.
It's not magic?
No. No, we don't believe in magic. No
I mean,
Houdini out here.
Isn't technology a kind of magic in itself?
I mean, it feels quite magical sometimes.
So you're saying that you have an entire city full of artificers? That's friggin' cool.
Wow.
Sure. Kind of looks at the other policeman like, the fuck? I don't know. Just go along with it.
Oh damn, if Rachel was here.
You can't do like Caporn's like whoosh.
Sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure me and Bryn are already like very far outside of what they're used to.
And
Yeah, right.
Nori and Creparin both have like pointed ears.
Well, Bryn looks like a tatted up human. Amric, you look like a tall, bald human. Who's tatted up as well.
Aren't Goliaths like slightly blue?
Not really.
Yeah,
They're supposed to be gray toned, but they could pass off as being
Yeah.
just ashy.
Oh, you ashy.
You need some like lotion.
And funny enough, Polly looks like a dwarf. And it's Seattle, so you don't think they have a couple people who walk around with pointy ears?
Only there was
Where
a
it taking us?
half human bird.
That would have set him off a little bit in a different direction. But they also live in the astral plane, so I'm sure they've seen some shit. Anyway, we're going to take you down to the precinct to get you guys some qualifying IDs. So you can at least travel through the city at your leisure without too much worry.
Okay,
That's nice.
that is very kind of you, thank you.
Another question or slight concern actually. We're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And we might have some help picking us up. Just don't I guess shoot at them or anything. I mean, we'll let you know when they're on their way, but please don't do anything, weird to them.
I mean, if they're not violent towards us, I shouldn't see a problem.
The big old green and gold ship.
What do you mean by ship?
Like this, Nori. I want a minor
Do it.
illusion.
It,
Yeah,
it's-
I minor illusion what the ship looks like.
You hear some movement behind you, but the sergeant just raises his hands.
This.
All right. Kind of waves his hand through it.
And then Nori will let it dissipate.
Well, if it's that small, I don't see us having a problem.
Oh no, it's much bigger. I just have a limit to size on
Got you.
spell.
But yes, like I said, as long as they don't incur any violence, we won't be violent to them.
No, good, I think.
Okay. So, you guys get led to the local precinct. You guys get fingerprinted. Put into the system. I half wanted to put you all in jail here, just to be like, and you guys are fucked. But they are more understanding of people who aren't violent towards them. So you guys get given IDs. You all have plastic laminated IDs.
Can we add that to our inventory?
Yes, you can add government-issued IDs to your inventory.
Get one made for Racha that just has a whip on it.
Should just have a bird on it, like a random-ass raven bird or something.
Now, I see that you said you were able to create the technology to hide the town. Have you been working on a way out? A way back
That's a
to where
bit.
you were from?
Well, I'm not one of the eggheads, so I'm not too privy to what they're working on. Though I know they are trying to get us home. Which portion they are successful at, or what percentage they've gotten figured out, is a closely held secret. But we're surviving.
I mean, plane shift is awfully high level.
Sure.
How are you surviving? I mean, it doesn't look like this city has a lot of farms on it.
Well, we've created farms. Unfortunately, this is technically only like a quarter of the city. Not all of it seemed to have come with us. And so in the back, where it's just flat land, we've created some farms.
What was the event that brought this whole city here? Or
I'm
part
not
of the city?
100% sure. Some people were dreaming. It happened in the middle of the night, and some people said they saw dreams of some being with a lot of hats on that decided to scoop them up in the middle of the night. We thought aliens at first, since we're in space and all, but since we can actually breathe here, we're not 100% sure, so...
Well, the
Sounds like a
astral
real
plane
dick.
is. Yeah, I've heard about him. My mentors talked about him before. But yeah.
Yep, so we're just kind of here now. Luckily, we have a lot of Bohemian people that live here, so they had like chickens as pets and plenty of pigs as pets. So we were able to use those to propagate farms and been able to survive since.
Is everyone here human?
What was that?
Is everyone here human?
Yeah. I'm guessing then that the ears aren't cosplay.
No.
Cosplay?
Yes, people dressing up like other things because they don't find joy in their own lives.
Yeah, because we're all fully wearing fantasy gear, and they're modern humans. No. No, I don't. Yeah, half. My mom's a high up.
Cocaine, meth, or just regular weed?
No, if I'm gonna have anything, I'm making it myself. I don't trust any other people.
Kombucha, got it.
Did Nori just admit to making drugs?
Mushrooms and kombucha.
Nori looks at Cooper and she goes, "I am a druid. What do you think that means?"
We're gonna last so long here.
Nori?
Absolutely not.
Well, let's keep any narcotics to ourselves, okay?
Yeah, I agree.
And preferably do them out of the public eye.
I'm not gonna do them now. It's not. Never mind. God, this is too much information for you. I just met you. I am so sorry, sir.
It's quite alright. We all have mother problems. Anyway.
I have all of the above.
Do you have music?
Do you have someplace to get a drink?
Points to you. Yes, we do. Pretty much every corner. You'll find a
Eric
different
has
bar.
his mugs ready.
And yes, we have music. You want to stay to the southern end unless you're really into the hippie stuff, then you can go to the northern end. But if you're looking for like
is there a
classic rock,
mutation?
go to south.
Is there a mutation or a disease that's making people's hips grow? I mean, I can cure disease if you need me to. I've got some stuff for that.
Not literal hippie. More like he kind of like turns to Nori. Sort of like her vibe, but
Druidic?
much hairier and smells a lot worse.
So dwarven druids, basically.
Oh yeah, that would.
You know what? Why don't you guys just go there and experience it for yourself?
Okay. Have a nice day, I guess.
You all as well. Remember, ship, no attack, bad.
Yeah, because Ariak shouldn't attack anybody who's not harming us.
We should probably reach out to him, though.
Yeah, Polly,
can
do
do
you
that real
want to
quick.
send to them real quick?
Not Kazariak, though.
Yeah, he's got blocks.
Who should we call?
Ghostbusters.
Warren's looking at the people around him. He's like, maybe not here.
I feel like we've walked away from this person who thinks we're all meth addicts.
Just those
We're
that
all-
had parents who were addicts.
I am so ready for this adventure.
This is fantastic. Thank you so much.
I cannot wait till we get thrown in jail.
So you guys
Warren-
leave the precinct.
I guess we'll go to an alleyway if we can find one.
Plenty of alleyways. Those without people currently bohemian up in them is a different problem. Plenty of vagabonds.
In a situation like this.
So who are you sending to?
I guess we would send to.
Gregory, I can't say his name.
Ganymede
Gigi.
Gregorius.
Ganymede?
Actually, Kaporn, you end up finding an alley, which it looks like someone's already doing a sending spell. They're talking aloud to themselves while looking up.
Is this area occupied? Can I do? Is it okay if I?
Doesn't seem to notice you.
Okay.
Thank you. Just go for it. It's fine.
And God struck down the last man. And he said, "Pie will be your savior."
Yeah, I think
Sir.
he's on drugs.
You got drugs?
If Amric looks around,
No.
what kind of? I'm assuming there are stores nearby. What kind of stores are nearby?
Quickly around you, you've got what looks to be something that says pharmacy. Something with the letters CVS. Something that perplexes you to all degrees. It is a picture of a mermaid, but the name of the place would indicate some sort of stag or deer of some sort, and stars. But for some reason, there's a mermaid picture on it. Very, very peculiar. This one building seems to be heavily inundated with people. This one having the most people at it compared to all the stores nearby.
If I look down the street, is there one on the next corner too?
No, what you see a little, not too far away, is a large pulled sign that has a giant letter, yellow M. That one also seems to have a decent line coming out of it. And the next biggest store you've got around that has a sign that's readable from your current location it looks to be maybe a sole proprietor location. Decently big building. It looks like the owner is probably named Macy.
Can we smell what's coming from that space stag place?
It seems to be, besides the BO, what is an amalgam of some sort of pastry as well as coffee.
So it smells like my Criollo beans, or a little bit different?
Different.
Okay. I am leaving everybody and beelining it.
Polly, you want to go by yourself?
I'll be right back. I gotta check this out.
Okay.
On Polly's note, I think we're probably gonna have quite some time here, but should we try looking around? I have a feeling that everything we find here is gonna be something we'll never find again.
It's probably a good point.
Yeah, they're not from the material plane, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully we can get them to take our gold.
Oh
Point
shit,
of
they use different money.
conversation, Crazy
Or
man.
perhaps we can find another way to earn whatever their currency is, unless it does happen to be gold.
Polly, as you run up to the building, getting in line behind what looks to be the 17th male human individual wearing a long scarf, a slightly off the head woolen knit cap of some sort, and holding a rectangle shaped item underneath one arm. They as the line moves ever closer and closer in, allowing you to get a better look, everyone seems to be getting to the counter that's different mugs of some sorts are being handed out towards, as well as little bits of food. They all take out these small rectangular, possibly metal objects that pretty much everyone seems to be constantly looking at, that you look over at in here. And when they go to pay, you don't see coin transferring between their hands, but they tap this little metal rectangle to a some interesting device that's on the counter.
I will walk up confidently to the counter and
Hi,
say,
welcome to Starbucks.
I want one of those. And I'll point to the person with the biggest cup in their hand.
Okay, you want a vanilla bean. Any pumps of anything in that?
All of it. Everything.
Okay, one around the world. Got it. And anything? Is that all, or can I get you something else?
What else? What else do you
as
have?
you can see, we've got cake pops, we've got croissants, we've got cinnamon rolls, we've got everything over here to the left.
All of it.
One of each?
One of everything.
One of everything, got it. So we've got a venti vanilla bean, one around the world, as well as a dumpster fire of food. Would you like the cheese and meat items warmed up for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Flash fire, got it. Okay. That's going to be 65.24.
65.24 of what?
Money.
So, copper, silver, gold, electrum,
Dollars.
platinum, dollars. And I'll
Dinero.
kind of root around in my thing, and I'll pull out like 5 electrum pieces and place them on the counter. I'm like, will this work?
She kind of like picks them up. Those are very beautiful, but I can get this at pretty much any shop that sells faux jewelry. I need money.
Okay, and I pull up my new ID, and I'm like, boop.
Do you have the Starbucks card?
No, can I get one?
Okay, just go ahead and download the app.
What?
So let me tell you what credit is.
We look, so I've got this, and I pull out some coppers, and then I've got this, and I pull out some silvers, and she already has some electrum, and then I'll pull out like a platinum piece, which I'm very loath to give away, but
Okay, these
I'm
are
so intrigued.
pennies, dimes and nickels, a couple quarters.
Wow. I don't even know what that means.
Altogether, if you put out, you said 5 electrum, and
Yeah.
like 10 or
Like-
so silver pieces and the same amount of copper.
Like 5 silver pieces and 5 copper.
Okay, about here it looks like you've got $3.10.
And that doesn't make sense. I can buy one of these, and I pull out my axe. I'm like, I can buy one of these for like 5 platinum, and you're not even like, I can't even get a drink.
Nori would like to go find Polly because this is taking too long and she's concerned.
Well, you
I
probably
don't mean
see
any
people
problem.
rushing out of the Starbucks.
I don't mean any problems. I don't mean any problems. Here, just take it. Just take it. Here you go. And she starts sliding
Polly.
food.
Okay.
Polly, put
thank
the axe
you.
away.
Have a great
you.
day. Have a
Okay.
great day.
Thank you.
Are
Bye.
you okay, ma'am?
We lasted 5 minutes.
I walk out with all my pastries and my coffees and stuff. I'm like, dude, I didn't have to pay. Well, I left some money, but they don't. I don't know. And I start drinking and eating.
All of a sudden,
everything.
you hear from the door of the precinct getting kicked in behind you all, as about 4 to 5 cops barrel out. Stop right there! And then you see the
What
sergeant
did you do,
coming in
Polly?
behind her. Wait, misunderstanding.
Eric is face palming so hard.
I just ordered
Guys.
some food and a couple of drinks, and they wouldn't take my money.
We've been to
And I was
places that don't take
explaining
gold.
that my axe costs a lot less than what I'm ordering.
You brought out an
And she
axe
started
in front of a
screaming at
random
me.
girl?
I didn't threaten anybody.
You see 4 cops that are currently pointing guns at Polly. And
No, I
in,
just, like,
in
hold up.
process, you guys
Whoa.
too. As the sergeant's like running half like putting on his belt again, like trying to. He's just like misunderstanding.
I think there's a misunderstanding here. What the fuck is going on?
Guns down, guys. Guns down.
Sergeant LaRoe, I don't know what's going on. I just put my ID on the counter and nothing happened. And then I tried to pay for these things, and I tried to explain to the nice lady behind the counter that it was worth a lot of money and that I could buy a whole bunch of these with it.
All right.
And I just, I don't know why everybody's freaking out.
Put it away. First things first. Go ahead and look at pretty much, well, not the ones that are running away, but everybody else besides my officers here. Do you see any weapons on any of them?
Emmerich will.
No, but I've been into town before.
Emmerich will walk slowly, and he's gonna grab the bag of holding from Nori, and he's gonna go around and collect everybody's weapons and put them
I'm
in the bag.
keeping my staff. I need that.
Yeah, except for Nori's staff. Anything that's used for spellcasting will also be ignored.
Wait, did Amric just do what I think he just did?
Wait, did you try to take away his loot?
Weapons.
No, he said
Well,
spellcasting.
Anything that wasn't used for spellcasting would be ignored.
Yeah, Nori will put her shield in there. She's like, I don't think I need to worry about... No, I'm going to keep my shield in my back. I don't trust this.
Because if Amric takes away the corn
No, he's
stuff...
leaving your loot.
Okay.
Emmerich walks right up to Kaporn and just takes his loot. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now.
Are you actually?
No,
Okay.
I am not trying to get shot.
But yeah, anybody want to not give him your weapons?
I'll give him... Except for my staff, he can have everything.
Yeah, I'm only taking things that obviously look like weapons. So the loot's fine. Your staff's fine. I don't think Emmerich or Bryn are carrying anything that wouldn't be obvious.
Well, she's got her arm blade.
It's
Yeah,
currently in the bag of holding, though. It wasn't on my person yet.
Is Polly carrying anything that would like not objectively be called a weapon?
No. Because everything else is in the bag of holding besides my axe. Or my warhammer. It's a warhammer, it's not an axe. I'm stupid.
Amric will ask for the warhammer.
I don't know why, but fine.
Perhaps until we leave, these should be put away.
Yeah.
And would you follow me? And he kind of takes you down along the side of the street that the precinct's on until you guys get to a building that says Bank of the West on it.
Nori's gonna take the bag back from Amric.
What is this?
It's a shitty place to store your money, but if you're just getting it changed out, it does. It's fine.
Warren, interested, he walks inside. Like, I need money.
I'm not sure wherever you guys come from, what type of money or coin or dollars.
And Nori will pull out a gold piece. It's like these.
Okay. Yes, let's go over here. And as they take you over, basically the way that it transfers, because they're not 100% gold pieces, they're gold plated. So copper, pennies, silver are dollars, golds are tens.
And Electrum?
Electrum are 50-cent pieces.
Well, this is a predicament.
I spent most of my money on getting those diamonds so that we didn't die. Well, so if we did die, we wouldn't permanently die.
Well, while we're here, how much money do we want to switch over? Because we're not planning on being here forever.
We'll switch over
So you
like
think.
4 gold.
Well, we're not planning on being here forever. Whether we do is not. We're probably going to rot in jail for the rest of our lives, but
Give it another 5
No.
minutes.
I don't understand this place. They're giving us pieces of paper for our gold?
Well, actually, they're
Ah.
they're giving you guys burner cell phones and putting the credit on the cell phones.
Nori just like holding it too close to her face, like, what the fuck is this?
And you see your name written on there, Nori.
Americ's got some big ass fingers too, doesn't he?
Yep. You get basically what amounts to the grandparents' phone, where the buttons for the numbers are like super large.
A Nextel?
Yeah.
Warren doesn't want to trade any of his money. He doesn't feel like he wants to.
Then you
buy
don't get a
anything.
phone.
If
Warren's like,
can we come back and give more to get the credits?
Yeah.
Again, like tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys can. Without me being here, because he's getting you the phones for free. But if anyone doesn't change money now, then they don't get the phone for free. So you'll have to pay $10 to get the phone that has the app to put the credits on.
Bryn's just asking, just so if we need more, they can come back,
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Yeah,
She
you can
doesn't
always-
want to do it all.
You can top up.
Emmerich will switch over 15 gold.
So $150.
Are you keeping track of that, or should I put that somewhere specific, or just put it in my
throw
notes?
it in your notes, yeah. Or inventory notes or whatever.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand over 4. Nori doesn't know how money works yet.
$40.
Warren will do 100.
Sergeant Moreau, what would be normal, I guess?
Well, really depends upon what you all plan on doing or how long you plan on staying. I guess is the real moniker of how much you should need, but an average meal per person, you're looking at about $10. So, depending on how
And
much you eat during the day and whether or not you have a place to stay, I think there's a hotel nearby that still has rooms available.
Well, we don't. I can take care of food. I've got the spell for it. If we don't want to pay for stuff,
All right.
Same.
my only concern is a place to stay because I don't want to sleep in the street. Believe it or not.
Yeah, well, some of the more, double bedrooms over at the Hilton are about $65 a night.
I'll stay with my bubble.
I want to sleep outside with your bubble.
I would like to ask this. We don't plan on staying long, but we don't know exactly how long we're staying here. Is there? How would we go about making more money while we're here?
Well, you probably have your own skills, right?
Yes,
Yeah?
but I'm not sure how well they'll translate.
Unfortunately, if you're not staying here too long, most places that are hiring would hire people for more of a long-term employment situation. So, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to point you in the right direction. Maybe security at one of the local bars or clubs overnight.
You said that there were like breweries and stuff around here, right?
We got a couple bars.
Yeah, I mean, I can make beer. I know how. I've got recipes. I've got skills. I'm not just a cleric.
That's more of a long-term employment type of gig.
Music? One pulls over his
That's
lute.
true.
Yeah, at the clubs, maybe. You probably will want to go to the hippie area for that type of music as he points towards your lute.
Orin, try to play the Eye of the Tiger on the lute.
It's still a lute. So, as BA as a song you might have, it's still being played on a lute.
Orin will take note and head over north when he can.
He doesn't know you, but he
Interesting.
turns to Nori and goes, they also have spoken word situations up in the same area for snap poetry.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused.
I suppose if one of us were working security, I notice your weapons are a little different than ours.
Yes, unfortunately, you probably would not be able to get a job where you get to use weapons. More just physical muscle.
Okay.
Oh, so just if they can punch a man. Okay, that makes sense.
So you don't cut hands off of thieves here, I take it.
No, we just throw them in jail. And then if they keep thieving, we throw them off the rock.
Oh!
Yeah, we're a bit of in a situation where we can't have constant criminal activity here.
No, it's reasonable. It's just, damn.
I mean, if you cut off their hand, they wouldn't be able to steal, and they would, have to figure out something else out.
That's also a medical
So-
burden on our doctors.
I mean, don't you have clerics? Just
We
heal
have
that stump
doctors.
right up. Huh?
We have doctors. You know what doctors are.
I do know what doctors are. But I mean, you have no clerics here at all?
Nope.
Oh.
No healer. So you have doctors, but not healers.
This is
Well,
where Polly learns that God is a thing.
I think we've already gone over that. There's not really any magic here.
Oh.
No healers, no casters.
I look at Nori, I'm like,
Okay.
well, if we wanted to make some quick money,
Miracle
anyways.
working.
I mean, that's basically what it is for me anyway, right? I work miracles every day to heal you guys in battle.
Exactly.
There's 3 healers in this party. Shall we go find a hospital?
We just go around curing people.
He points to the nearest hospital, Mercy West.
Thank you. Kaporn turns and walks.
Bryn's grabbing his collar before he goes off alone.
Oh, we got no Grey's Anatomy fans in here.
I knew it. I didn't feel like commenting.
Kaporn, aren't
My
you coming?
mom loves that show.
Bryn has me by the collar. Help!
I mean, if we're gonna make some money, we might as well do it. I mean, come on. I mean, it's just. I mean,
Yeah.
It's easy money.
Bryn, I'm going with Polly. Can I go, please?
Perhaps before we separate, we should learn to use these new what do they call them? I know.
Cell
Hold out
phones.
the cell phones.
Unfortunately, they're more just devices for games and credits now, or money, as we do not have any satellites or cell towers that are functioning anymore.
I don't know what that means, but what does that mean?
I know it's a satellite is a moon. That's about it.
Well, a satellite is technically anything that rotates around an orbital path and then stays at the same distance.
So a moon.
A moon is one thing, but any sort of rock would technically be considered a satellite that circumvents.
So a small moon.
Right. But number 1 brings up your money. You use that to touch to any of the pay stations. And if you want to, you can download games.
Kaporn reaches over and Polly's and pulls out something from the pile of food that he has on him.
Just imagine Polly's gonna be fucking wired in a couple minutes, going in circles.
He's gonna be wired from the drinks, but then when the food coma hits,
And Nori's gonna like end up having to drag him away.
so you guys go into the hospital.
Going to the hospital.
Okay.
Bryn, are you
So
going to the
stupid.
hospital or are we going somewhere else?
Bryn was interested in the security gig.
Okay.
If you want to go find
Amric is
something like
going.
that, Amric.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a place to meet back up so we don't all get separated.
I mean, we all know where this police
How about,
station
yeah,
thing is.
how about just the police station?
That works.
I would have to suggest that the police station is not a place for constant gatherings. I directed you all towards the Hilton. If you guys are going to stay there overnight anyway, I would suggest using that place as your gathering spot. Thank you.
Okay.
I guess we should go there first then, and then split up.
I guess so.
You guys hear just an interesting noise sort of reverberating through the streets and through the air. Until it gets louder and louder and almost metallic sounding. And then sort of going through the skyscrapers and peeling around the corner towards you all. About 150, 200 feet up into the air. Some sort of metallic carriage with a metallic wing that seems to be spinning violently above it. Sort of peels over you guys down the street, takes another turn down another street, and continues on.
Nori like clutches her staff a little harder, just like, what was that?
Oh,
Sorry, I want my hammer back.
There's a helicopter. Don't worry. Not gonna hurt you.
Kaporn contemplates that. Like, is that true?
Yeah, that's just the National Guard doing their flyovers. It'll happen constantly throughout the day. All right. Please don't kill anyone. Don't get in too much trouble.
Well,
Yeah, don't plan on killing anybody. That would be less than ideal.
Just going off the first 5 minutes of y'all in the town.
I took away the weapons, so
Yes, but if you guys are going for security jobs, just short of death, please.
If these are all commoners, they have like 6 HP.
He looks at you all and just sighs, knowing he's probably going to see either all or majority of you very soon, and just goes back in to finish his lunch.
Warren grabs Polly and we're like, off to the hospital then.
All right,
I'd,
let's make sure they don't die.
Hotel or the beds first.
Yes.
And did we ever contact Ganymede?
nope.
Nope. I ended up having a conversation with the crazy guy in the alleyway.
Just call them now. Just any updates? Are you still okay? We're in a city, a really weird one.
The rock in the astral plane, yeah.
My last
I
third level.
don't think they're from the material plane or the astral plane.
Last third level spell, but we're gonna go do this.
Maybe tell them that it's called Seattle. Might help.
Okay, let's do this. And we're saying it to Ganymede then. Ganymede, we found shelter on a rock named Seattle. How is the ship's repairs coming? We're safe for now. I think I have a few more words, but I don't want to hurt my brain.
Okay. Richa. As you guys have been floating in the water, pretty much dead in the water, as the repairs have gone underway, with no outreach from the other side, you guys get the ship to a functioning state, traveling further west into deeper waters until the navigator can start to put together from memory, as well as between Kazariak and Gregarios, their own memory of maps in different locations where portals may be, and not only the portals here, but there is no just straight up astral portal, so it's gonna have to be a jump to a jump. And so it's a bunch of connecting the dots and trying to figure things out, with Ganymede constantly in contact with people on shore back in Ixia to try and get as much information, as well as some solid contacts that he has left in Artemir. There's even a point where a small contingency boat is not drafted, but is attained by Kazariak and Ganymede, and sending Ganymede back with a couple of the crew who are not wanted back into Artemir to get their hands on some naval maps and portal maps, and then making their way back to the ship. You guys set up a plan of action to get back to the astral plane, and it's towards the tail end when a few more parts that are needed they're currently, that little ship is currently out fetching those parts, so that way they can get the second plane shifting engine online, so they can make sure they're going to the right places. It's about 3.5 weeks later before Ganymede finally gets a message from Kaporin. Oh, wonderful. It's been a while. Glad you're safe. Not sure. Seattle. Is that like a sea cattle? A sea cow? Anyway. almost done fixing up here. Ganymede ends up going to Racha, and also Kazariak, and he informs Kazariak first, and they both come to you. Well, though it's been a while, it seems like your friends are still safe and sound.
Just sort of like breathe the relieving sigh.
Did he tell Kaporn that it was 3.5 weeks, or that was just a note to Richa?
That's to Racha.
So you just told him that it's been a while?
Yeah.
Well, the "it's been a while" worries me. I forgot that time moves differently here, so...
Well, perhaps that's for the best. I mean, we did all just lose a couple years of our life.
That is true.
Could be a little bit of fixing that.
I mean, it has been a while. It's been like a day and a half.
10, 11, like maybe half a day, 12 hours.
After everything, yeah, about 12 to 13 hours.
It feels longer. It really does.
Well, that's the sugar rush fading off from the Starbucks.
To be fair, do we have like a consistent way to tell time with no sun?
No.
I mean, Nori's in tune with
Well, luckily,
like time in general.
your cell phones have clocks on them.
Still no dawn here, though.
Nope.
Would Ixia by chance have the 12-hour clock?
Ixia? No.
We have information, but it is meaningless to us.
Yeah.
Everything we've ever known is currently meaningless.
Everything you know as people is now 100% pertinent, but everything you know as characters is now meaningless.
We no longer live in an extremely violent society. And we're also...
Yeah, we live in a nice, chill society. It's great. No.
So once we do messaging and go to the Hilton, whatever that is, Warren does still feel safer in his bubble, but do we get a room, Bryn?
I guess.
I don't mind sleeping in the bubble. If...
Kaporan, you're at a hospital.
Judging.
Oh,
I thought we were still
No,
together.
we
you
all
guys
went
are-
to Hilton before we separated.
Gotcha. I thought you guys were just going to meet back at the Hilton.
I mean, we could just skip to the hospital and Caporn's randomly talking.
No, that's fine. Welcome to the Hilton.
Thank you. What's your name?
Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. I'm Caporn.
Nice to meet you, Kaporan. Do you guys have a reservation?
No. We just dropped in.
Okay. How many
Like
rooms are you?
literally,
Probably
smart if we share.
Is there a possibility that we can share a room?
All five of you?
I think we'll probably get 3.
3 rooms? That can be done. Would you like suites, singles, doubles, kings, or queens?
I would love to be a king.
What are the prices?
I'm
of
sure
the...
you're already a king.
What's that supposed to mean?
Price.
Caporn just kind of steps in front of Polly.
Short and feisty and full energy.
Yes, I am.
Damn straight.
Oh, not.
Knowing the prices first might be helpful.
Well, we've got our we got a queen room, so it's a queen size bed. That one is $60. for the night. We've got our double queens, which is $80. We've got our kings, which are $70. We've got our suites, which are $115. And we're out of our singles. The queen will fit 2 people comfortably. The double queen would fit 4. King would fit 3. And the suites, well, all 5 of you would feel comfortable there.
Did we get it? I think we're currently doing math now. 1 second.
I heard meth, and I'm like,
Well, hi,
well, for
elves.
these people, we definitely are.
Nori and I are doing it later, but hey.
No, I'm not. I need to be on. This isn't the time or the place.
You'll be on, all right, just not
On
the right
another
kind.
level.
That's not the level I want to be on.
Fine, opium then.
Damn it.
How are we talking about drugs so easily in this community?
Yeah, we're not in Oregon, guys. Let's chill out a little bit.
I think a suite would be the best one, right?
I mean, if it fits all 5 of us.
What does that sound, darling? As Kaporn looks back to Sherry.
We can do a suite. Okay, whose credits are going to be used?
And how much was the suite again?
Well, it's going to be 115 for the suite. We put 100 credits extra surcharge on there just in case any damages are ensued, but we return the 100 credits the next day if everything is all right during checkout.
And does that come with, like, ale and breakfast and dinner and stuff?
We do have a breakfast. It's a slight Mexican fusion continental.
I'm not going to pretend to know what any of those words mean.
Bryn, how many credits did you get?
100?
Okay, well, I've got 150, so I think we'll have to split it.
Can we do that? Use both of ours?
Sure, we'll put the price of the room on yours, points to you, Amric, and we'll put the charge for damages on yours, and it should be returned when you guys, shortly after you check out tomorrow.
No one fuck anything up.
Kaporn just feels daggers being stared at him, and he's like,
Okay, and she hands out 3 rectangular plastic things to you guys. Here's your keys.
I don't even know what plastic is.
No, but I'm having a hard time trying to come up with something to describe plastic.
We have IDs that are plastic, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Do you think you can show us how to use it? Kind of new.
Yes, and she kind of takes one of her own key cards that she has and turns to the door behind her that has one of the things and just shoves in. Put it in so you see the green light. You'll hear the lock unlock, and you can open up the door that she shows you.
Kaporn takes a key.
Magic doors. Are they trapped?
Depends on how much you've drunk that night.
Amric will take a key.
So Amric's got a key, Kaporn's got a key. And she would give the other one to Bryn, because you both paid. Okay. She says, you guys are on the 38th floor. Room 1022.
That sounds like a lot of stairs. All right.
Don't worry, take the elevator. Down the hall.
The what?
Metal box with the doors that open. Inside, you'll see a bunch of buttons on the wall. Look for the one that has the number 38 next to it. And then press while you're inside the box.
She said room 1032.
22.
Does Amric even
Got it.
fit inside the
That-
box?
Yeah, they're 10-foot elevators.
That really got me for a second because we got like 8 Hiltons out here, but they're all single story. And I forgot that the Hiltons everywhere else are like full hotels.
Yep.
Kaporin runs over to the elevator.
You got to press the button that has the little arrow pointing upwards
He presses it.
once and then let go.
He's gonna press it again.
It doesn't work any faster. A few moments later, it seems like an awfully long time, but eventually you hear a ding, and then 2 of the doors open up.
Kaporin steps in slowly. It's like
To go in the weird box.
I push him in so I can go in and see what's inside.
There's a mirror along one side of the wall. You can all see
Okay.
yourselves in. Best, cleanest, clear mirror you've ever seen. And there is a portion of the wall that has a bunch of buttons on it that have
I will
numbers.
start pressing buttons. I can't help myself. They're just there.
You,
And they light up.
you push the 38 button, and a little yellow light forms around the outside of the button, and you then...
Is there more than one elevator?
Yes, I said 2 different doors opened up.
Emmerich will take the other one.
You kind of step
And
in,
he'll-
Amric, and you feel it kind of like down a little bit. But since it's there, you hear a...
They bounce.
No, just mine because I'm really heavy.
I'm in an elevator with Kaporin.
Well, yeah,
I mean-
but you pushed Kaporin in, so he didn't like have time to figure out that it moved a little. And so he kind of tripped in, and then you walked in, and so...
Oh, I was going to start bouncing if it bounced, but
Well, when you hit the second floor, you'll feel it bounce a little bit.
and every floor after that.
Yep.
Emmerich will hit the 38 button, but he'll give enough time if anyone else wants to get in his elevator. He didn't. All that button pressing made him nervous.
Let's see, get in the one with Kaporin and Polly who just pushed all the
Emmerich.
buttons, or Emmerich. Hard choice.
Going with Amric.
All right, leaving Kaporin and Polly completely unsupervised. Got it. So, you 3 have gone into the other elevator and head up to the 38th floor. Polly, Kaporin, every floor thereafter, you guys ding. As you guys move to the next floor, ding.
At any point, does anyone get in the elevator, look at the buttons, and just walk right out?
No, because the elevator still says it's going up, so it's not going to allow anyone going down in. But there are some times when the doors open and there's people just standing there as you guys shove your heads out and look at either direction, and they just kind of like look at you guys.
hi, what room are you going to? We're going to 1032, 22, 32.
22.
22, 1022. It's on the 38th floor. We've still got about 22 floors to go.
As they just kind of like sit there like looking at you as the doors start to close once more.
These people in fantasy cosplays.
As soon as one of the doors close, there's a man and woman standing there. And then as the elevator starts to go up here, is it Comic-Con already?
Come on, who?
And you guys continue on. Those that took the more direct path eventually get to the 38th floor. And up here, the rooms aren't as close together. And overall, on this floor, in its entirety, there's only 25 rooms. You guys, following the signs, eventually find 1022. Input the key into the door, both of you taking a bit before you do it correctly. Sometimes you put it in and hold it too long. Sometimes you don't put it in all the way. You keep getting the red light. Then one time you like pulled it out too fast and go to hit the door handle and just like until finally you get it just right, and the door opens up, and you guys have a nice suite in front of you. It's got 2 separate rooms that have king-size beds in them, as well as a fold-out couch. A small like kitchenette is attached as well as a mini fridge with a plethora of different food and drinks on, above, and inside. It's also got an interesting room that, as you go in, it's completely made out of this type of stone. And it's got a porcelain something inside that's halfway filled with water. It's actually got water in 2 different receptacles. As well as next to it seems to be this another porcelain, looks like a tub. But it doesn't, there are no water buckets nearby. Just this metal thing that comes out of the wall around head height. Another small mirror sits in here as well, and underneath it is another porcelain bowl of some sort, but again, has a hole at the bottom, so it's not going to be able to hold any water.
When Amric gets into the suite, he's going to take off his chainmail and just leave on his clothes.
Yeah,
and
your
he's
guys'
going
armor has definitely been a curious thing that people have just been fucking looking at as you guys have been traveling.
I'm sure Nori's stuck in a pose right now, so he's just going to take the bag of holding from her and put his armor in.
Porn just looks really gothic.
Nori's trying to understand why this plant feels weird. That's off in the corner. She's like, it doesn't feel like a plant should feel. There's no dirt in the bottom of this.
Porn runs over to the other room with the bed in it. and he's
You're
like,
still going up an elevator.
oh, damn.
You pressed all the or Polly pressed all the freaking buttons. And you
38
stayed in that
floors worth
elevator,
of
bud.
buttons. It takes a while to get up there.
Ollie, shall we just dimension door to the 38th floor?
Yeah, I mean,
You've never
this thing
seen it,
takes
so you
forever.
can't.
I don't understand.
You can guesstimate what the 38th floor is, but you've never physically seen it or been there, so you don't know exactly how far up that is.
That's dangerous because dimension door could shoot us out wherever if I specify 38th floor.
Yeah. You could go straight up and eventually end up in the elevator shaft that doesn't have an elevator in it. It doesn't take too long, but it takes a while before you guys get there.
I'm just trying to figure out where the music's coming from.
There is a small metal plate up near the ceiling that has a bunch of holes in it. But
I start yelling at it. Like, Kaporin, can you make him stop? It's really boring.
Well, let me see if I can we spice it up a little bit? Porn pulls out the loot.
So now, as Kaporin starts playing his lute while the elevator's going up, the doors open and people who are standing there are just treated to a dwarf and a very tall half-elf with a lute who is just jamming away, and now Polly doesn't know if he's more annoyed at the elevator music or the fact that he's in a tiny metal box with Kaporin playing as loud as he can.
I wouldn't mind that at all. I'll pull out one of my flasks and start drinking, then hand it up to Kaporin, and then like offer it to the people that are outside too. I'm like,
And then we go again.
and then I'll take it and I'll pour some in my coffee and put it back. And
Eventually, Kaporin and Polly make it to the 38th floor.
If we have time before they get here,
You hear the
Amric
music
would
coming
pull-
down the hallway.
Fuck. Wait, we have time. It's gonna take them time to get into the door. Bryn, can you search the suite for anything dangerous that we may not want them to have.
Okay. Bryn will do that.
Make an investigation check.
We should probably hide anything from them that they might cause trouble with.
As far as anything dangerous goes, weapon-wise, doesn't really seem to be anything here.
I mean, we don't really know Polly. We know Kaporin. Weapons. Yeah, he's not going to use much. He's going to use other shit. We know that though.
The most dangerous thing that is out and available is on and inside the minibar is a plethora of what looks to be alcohol.
Clarifying question. When we were talking to Sherry, I believe her name was, she mentioned that the rooms included a continental breakfast and nothing else, right?
Correct.
Is there any signage or anything on the minibar?
On the minibar itself, no.
Or anything that would say hey, this shit's free or not free?
There is a sign underneath a small basket that resides on top of the minibar. It's got 3 bags of looks to be nuts and some other small bags of food that says complimentary.
I'm trying to think whether or not Emmerich would put together that he should hide anything in the minibar from Polly and Kaporin, but I don't know.
You just hear the music getting closer and closer.
I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll a d20.
You gotta specify what it does. Right down the middle.
Fuck. I was going for if it was high enough, he would hide it. So no, he's gonna leave it there.
The music has stopped, and you hear the key entering.
Well, the attempts at
Yeah,
trying to make the key
next
work.
15 tries.
And then Polly tries, because Kaporin's not doing it correctly.
Nori will go and open the door.
Polly's half inserting the key card at the time, and the door opens.
I mean, that works better than nothing.
That's what did you guys? Maybe don't push all the buttons.
I mean, nobody said not to.
I think we made some friends on our way up, didn't we, Polly?
Yeah, there were a lot of really cool people. They started funny looks, but we won them over in the end.
Nori just kind of looks side-eye towards Bryn and Amric.
Nobody's yelling, screaming, anything. So,
well, we should probably try and fit in a bit more with the people around here. So, Bryn, Polly, maybe you want to take off your armor. I suppose. What is Kaporin and Nori wearing?
I wear leather armor.
Kaporin's wearing all leather gear they bought in Ixia.
So everyone.
Everyone's looking like a 1400s medieval person right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bryn will sigh and start to take off her armor. But when she puts it into...
Even without the armor, the clothes style is still very...
But it's still better. Sure.
I mean, I would, but then I'd have to attune to it again. And it's such a pain in the... Oh, wait. No. Never mind. Wrong armor. Okay.
But when Bryn puts it back in the bag of holding, she's going to grab the arm blade axe and attune to that.
Okay.
Perhaps before we go to try and earn credits, maybe we should try and find better clothes than these.
I don't want to spend money on something that's going to be for a couple days.
Right, what's wrong?
It's fine if we stand out a little bit. I mean, you can. I will not.
Warren can switch into some lighter clothes, but he likes his leather wear.
Yeah, Nori will take off her armor, and put her shield away. So.
Okay. So all
And I-
requisite items needed to be put away are put away. Something's still.
Nori's keeping her staff.
Nora, you're still pissed off as to why this plant in the corner does not feel correct or have dirt in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm petting a plant.
Plastic plant.
Plastic plant. Nora just goes, they say they don't have magic. But there's some things that are just weird here.
I know. Have you seen this little box? It's cold inside,
And it's got alcohol.
and it's staying that way. It just hums like a weird like Kaporin's like thing. It just kind of hums, and it's cold inside.
Maybe
And there's
we should leave it
boobs.
alone then.
Yeah, maybe we should try not to use
Because-
anything.
I
They
really
did
don't.
say if we
want to-
damaged the room, we'd have to pay more money.
I didn't break it.
You open it, and the bottles inside. One of them is in a weird language, but it's you get the verbiage across that it is a Ixian, and looks like someone's. This might be someone's beer. It says Samuel Adams on it, so that might be a personal.
Yeah, maybe don't mess with those. They might be other people's. Maybe they're the last
And,
people.
and a ballast point. Not sure what that is.
One just reads IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, those look like name tags.
One just has numbers on it that says 805.
One of them's missing.
No worries.
And I'll take the 805. It's just a number.
or-
So Nori's gonna run over to you and grab it. It's like, is it physically impossible for you to sneak stuff by me? Don't do it again. And puts it back.
Well, as you pulled out that one beer, it seems like all the beers have shifted and moved it forward, taking up that spot.
Like,
I mean,
try
honestly,
to
it's
push
really
it back.
fucking weak. This isn't even worth it.
You try to push it back, but you feel resistance.
Well, no one else touch anything. I don't want anyone messing with the weird non-magic box that's magic. I don't understand anything here.
Well, looking
in her-
inside, like going down and looking behind, looks like there's a spring mechanism in the back to always have tension going forwards. So with enough strength, you can push it back.
I
Strength
feel like
check?
that might break it. And then we'd have to pay damages.
Perhaps just leave it there, and then we'll let.
Just take the one you already pulled out, do what you want with it, but don't mess with it again.
Or gleefully
You
takes
guys are
it.
boring.
Trying
Which
to
one did you
arrested.
take, Kapoor?
How many different kinds are in there?
There was Heineken, Sab Adams, IPA, and 805.
Heineken.
Okay.
Or he just looks at Polly and goes, I have almost died so many times. I don't take chances anymore.
A green crystal-like bottle as you pull it out. There is a can opener, a bottle opener on top of the mini fridge. But Heineken's a twist top, so you're good.
Yeah. Pops it open, takes a swig.
Cold, refreshing, slightly alcoholic. Not quite what you're expecting, not room temperature ale or mead, but it's got nice crisp coldness to it. Kind of tastes like ale, a little watered down. But
Polly, you need to try this.
I took the one that was labeled 805, and it was all right. I mean, it's not really my style, but I'll switch.
we'll trade beers or whatever these are.
it says beer on the front of it, so you know it says beer.
We trade the beers and we're like, everyone takes a sip of his and we're like, eh.
Why do I feel like we're gonna end up back at the police place?
We're definitely gonna end up back at the police place.
It's apparently our
Emmerich is now
destiny.
kind of standing in front of the mini fridge with his hand on it to keep it closed.
All right, Polly, time to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with them so they don't accidentally kill anybody.
Yeah, if
We're
we're
there
gonna
to
split
help
up,
people, not hurt them, Nori.
I know you're going to help people, and I'm fully aware of that. You are a very skilled cleric. Don't twist my words there. I meant more of accidentally. These people aren't used to weapons or magic. I don't want to scare anybody.
Well, Amric took all my weapons, so that's not a problem.
That's true.
Pointed the weapon on his own.
Okay. So you guys split off with the three of you going down one elevator and the other two going down another. Okay. I
Make
guess
sure to take the keys.
I was just seeing if Polly wanted to press all the buttons again, but Nori's probably body blocking the buttons.
Yes, she is.
Also, that music is just really boring, and I cannot do another 38 floors of it.
That is rather terrible. Why do they have this?
Torture. It's a torture box.
Shall I play something?
Please do.
I mean, go for it.
I'm taking the stairs next time. This is crap.
But
Yeah, I might
eventually,
just take the stairs and fly up.
much quicker than when going up, you guys get down to the lobby and start to head towards the hospital, while the other two go to the.
Well, I'm gonna wait. I have to wait to attune, so tell Amric that. Hoping that he would wait for me.
Okay, so we'll deal with them first. Going to the hospital, plenty of people coming in and out. A lot of interesting individuals in white lab coats, as well as feistier, almost always angry-looking people who are in blacks and blues of these short sleeve cut-off scrubs. You got the angry nurses and the doctors that are running around everywhere, and sick people in chairs waiting to be seen, as well as it's a hospital. I mean, everything included. But you guys enter through the main lobby.
We see the front desk.
Yeah.
I will walk up and I will. We are here to heal people.
Take a number, take a seat, we'll get to you.
What do you mean? Take a number. I mean, we're here to heal
Fill
people.
out this paperwork. As she starts to slide clipboard over to you all.
What is with
I
these
have
people
never had
and
to fill
paper?
I don't understand. Like, paper's expensive. Why are you wasting it?
She kind of like looks up and sees you all and what you're wearing. She takes the clipboards back. Sorry about that. Please, she stands up and kind of gestures over to your side. Follow me. I will take you to where you guys need to go.
Excellent.
Nori
doesn't-
stops and goes, "Okay, what do you mean by that?"
You guys said you're here to heal people, right?
Yes.
I'll take you to where you need to go.
Is this going to be a thing where you think we're on drugs?
Well, you guys
Yeah, I
are
hear
very
people do that a lot here.
you guys are very talkative, or at least single-minded. If you were on drugs, I don't think you're on drugs. Just follow me. And she starts to.
I would like to
walk.
do an insight check on this woman.
Yeah, Nori would also like to do an insight check. I have to
Insight
do it on Beyond because I
Yeah,
know
we-
how.
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah,
I
fixing forever.
rolled a 7 plus 4, 11.
17.
She doesn't think you guys are on drugs. She seems to be trying to take you back to wherever you need to go.
Are we
Okay.
passing by people on, like, beds and things, or, like...
No, you guys are in the main
gurneys?
lobby right now. I mean, you guys. Nori said she kind of like stood her ground, so you guys really haven't gone anywhere yet.
She
What do the
doesn't-
people out here look like?
The ones that are sitting down some are coughing. One seems to be holding a bandage of some sort around an arm. A couple of people in what looks to be chairs with wheels on them. A couple sort of police-looking people, but not the same uniform. And a few doctors and nurses kind of walking around. It's the general lobby of a place.
Anyone with,
Um,
like visible wounds?
Yeah, so one person has some sort of bandaging wrapped around their arm.
Nori's going to go feel better and cast Healing Word just at a first level.
Okay.
So that's 4 plus 5, so 9.
All right. So you guys going with the nurse?
Yep. Did the guy look any better?
I mean, he wasn't focusing on you, so...
Robots have taken over the hospital. Help.
Yeah, I'll follow her, but I'll keep an eye on her and my surroundings.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys walk down a couple different hallways. This place is huge and kind of maze-like in its design, but she seems to know where you guys are going. So turn after turn, and it ends up looking like you guys go through what seems to be like a nursing station itself. A bunch of the same people wearing the different scrub uniform, but more of like a back area. Until she gets you through a couple double doors, opens it up, and she does some snapping. Can I get some help here? And two doctors.
Nori backs up a bit.
Two doctors with lab coats come around the corner. Yes, can we help? I think we've got a couple patients that have roamed free.
We're not patients. We're here to heal people.
The doctors kind of...
Nori walks away.
The doctors kind of look past you, and the security guards that were on the other side of the double doors take steps in front of the door and just put their hands up, not making contact, just like, all right, it's fine. Calm down.
Nori will just kind of like pinch the bridge of her nose, looking very tired. She's like, I knew this would be a bad idea. No, we are not patients. No, we are not on drugs. No, we are not needing to be in a hospital in that way. We're not from here.
Oh.
You won't believe me, will you? You're going to keep thinking, yeah, of course.
The main security guard who's right there, very tall individual, kind of Amric size, and he's like, all right, and where are you from? Why don't you tell me about where you're from?
Not the nursery, if that's what you're implying. If you can talk to me like an adult, we can act like adults.
No hard feelings. I'm just asking where you're from.
We just crash landed a little while ago.
Oh
We're
boy.
from Ixia.
I'm not.
Interesting. Very nice. Okay.
This is so funny.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, I had a landing.
What's
We're
around
not-
us?
You guys currently just came through double doors. So there's double doors behind the two security individuals, and then a bit of a hallway to a nursing station where two doctors and a couple nurses are coming down right now.
Is there any like equipment or anything in the hallways or
Not right. I
tables
mean,
or-
there is, but it's behind the security guard. He's got a bit of a little podium right there.
Okay, I will snap my fingers and cast Sacred Flame on that podium
Okay.
and say enough.
You're going to scare people, Polly. This is why I wanted to come.
Bit of a
Yes.
of sacred flame kisses the podium out there, and you not the guard that's right next to it, but the other guard kind of snaps his head back. He's got a gun.
No. Nori like puts her hands up. No. He does not have a gun. I do not have a gun. This guy doesn't have a gun. No one has a gun.
I don't even know what a gun is.
I do. I've been shot
podium?
before. Believe me, it's not fun.
Can Caporian reach the podium? Can he mend whatever damage?
There was not really any damage to it.
Oh.
But the guards are in between you two. Each one of them pull out what looks to be some sort of stick, as well as a metal can of some sort. Put your weapons down. No one needs to get hurt.
There are no weapons. They got
How
taken
do I
away by Amric.
explain to you that I am magic? That
One
you
of the
thinking I'm
one of the
insane.
doctors kind of comes up. Hold on. I think I know these individuals.
Okay, you know how you guys are all in space at the moment? This
Security
how this
guards
city
are
is in
focused on the
space.
doctor.
Oh my goodness.
Doctor comes up. You the individuals who arrived today.
Yes.
I
Yes.
got a call from the police saying if they didn't see you again, we might.
Mhm. Interesting.
We are just here to heal people.
All right. It's all right, guys. You can put everything away. Once come with us, and he kind of walks down the pathway. Can I get a couple more tops, please? And one of the nurses kind of like rolls back in a chair and
Nori's going to discreetly cast freedom of movement on herself because she doesn't
she
trust these
slides
people not to
back
grab
and
her.
gets a couple lab coats. Jesus Christ, you're not going into restraints.
Okay, you said like white things, and I'm like, don't you dare.
I said
Feels
tops.
like that.
Okay.
And get a couple lab coats and just to kind of make you blend in a little bit.
The porn looks like a gothic doctor.
A gother.
A doctor. He's Doctor Who.
But to speed up this process, you guys tell them that you're there for healing, that's what you guys kind of do. You're able to magically heal, and after showing a bit of magic, they would take you to a couple different patients to help. One being a cancer patient who is about 4 to 5 days away from it being over. Another to an amputee, and another one to someone who just got impaled by a pole.
What would Nori know about cancer?
The pole has been removed, but they still have a large wound.
Why did you do that without a cleric around? That's so stupid.
We are world famous doctors. We can do this.
Question: is cancer actually a disease?
I believe it is considered a disease.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will cast Lesser Restoration on this almost dead person.
And Nori will go over to the impaled guy and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
I don't think Caporn can heal the one missing a limb. Unless there's
Yeah.
an open wound at the end of that.
There's other damage to them. It looks like they got hurt in some way. Just the amputation was like the main damage to them. The rest is just more superficial. Okay. You cast Cure Wounds. You cast Lesser Restoration. Nothing works.
It doesn't?
Nope.
But other magic works.
Yeah.
Huh.
Even
Well,
going to the superficial individual and trying to heal them in any way, just, their grazes and cuts that they have across, nothing works.
But it worked on Amric outside of the when we okay.
Outside the city, and on a creature of the same realm as them.
Nori's a little hurt because getting slammed by that thing, so she's going to cast Cure Wounds on herself.
Okay, it works.
Okay. Interesting.
Polly, you could do an intelligence or a history check.
It doesn't matter either way. 5.
You were taught something in school that might be relevant here, but you're not sure. So after the third individual, as they've gone from cancer to impaled to person with minor injuries, and your healing has not healed, they kind of...
Nori looks concerned and confused because she came in looking a little roughed up, and then she cast it on herself, and you can see her being healed, but it doesn't work on them.
Do we feel like the magic's not connecting? Like when we try to do sending and that person isn't there?
It connects, it just doesn't seem to work.
Is it something
Is-
of being from a non-magical world?
Yeah, is it because they don't have magic in them?
You're
Interesting.
unsure.
Can I do a medicine check on any of them?
Yeah, you can do medicine checks.
Okay.
Everyone sees you as you try to stealth somewhere, Kaporin.
Kaporin didn't mean to do that, but he's kind of slinking away because it looks like they're failing at what they're doing.
22.
Who'd you want to medicine check?
The guy that I was with, the cancer guy.
Okay. He's not really conscious. He's towards the end of a losing battle here. Very frail and off-colored. Multiple organ failure from everything going on. All the machines that are connected to him, the feeding tubes and all that are all nearby as well.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. If this isn't working, I honestly don't know what to do. Can I wander off into a corner and kind of sit down and cast Commune?
Okay.
Does any of the doctors seem like confused or need help with something? And
They seem to be knowing exactly what they're doing. This was more of a faith healer walking in going, "Let me heal them." Sure. And then, there, they are healed. Okay, buddy, have a good one. That's sort of the mental path that they're on currently. Unfortunately, Polly, as you try to reach out and connect to your deity, nothing is. You don't use the spell. There's just something blocking you being able to connect in that realm.
No, I don't like that. I
I
miss
don't like it
nature.
at all.
could Kaporin try the Song of Rest?
Please, they need their rest. We don't allow
Yeah, I
loud
don't-
music here.
I don't
I'm
think
really
it works
sorry.
here.
That's quite alright. You guys aren't from here. But let them get their rest so they can heal.
Okay, let's go. We did what we could. That's the important part.
Kind of.
Like, as we're walking out, Nori's like, have you been in places where you haven't been able to use magic?
No, never.
It's not great.
I've lost my magic.
Yeah. It's hard feeling that helpless.
Yeah, well, yeah, try not being able to get a hold of your magic. I don't mean it like that. I couldn't feel my god, and I don't like that.
And I can't just innately feel the nature around me. It's not here. Because we are in a city, I don't feel it there either. So I thought of it as normal, but if you're not feeling your god, then it's a little lonely, isn't it? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And if it don't work, Kaporin then to the blues.
And I will make my way towards the barrier.
Yeah, Nori will as well.
Okay.
You guys, Kaporin doesn't
Come on,
fall.
Kaporin.
Kaporin, you're coming with us because you have the key.
Kaporin has so much power in his hands. Kaporin follows.
Okay. So they escort you through and out. that first doctor that kind of de-escalated the situation, going with you guys to the main lobby, taking the coats from you as you get to the main lobby door. Sad at how
Nori
sad
wants
you
to-
guys are.
Nori wants to try something. She's going to use Druidcraft to just, like, I don't know, create just, like, a small little thing of flowers and say, hold this. This is just to test something. To the doctor.
Yeah, you make it, he grabs it. Is something supposed to happen?
No, I was just seeing if magic can't affect you all. And then, I mean, you can keep it if you want.
I've
Give him-
got about
give
7
him-
more hours of my shift. Does it need water?
Nori will take it back and put it on, and then hand it to Kapara.
Warren begins to make a little flower headpiece for himself.
Alright, so you guys leave the hospital in relatively quick fashion, quicker than you guys thought you would. Just about the time that the attunement is getting done. But we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session there. As an unsuccessful hospital healing trip.
That's so
goes
sad.
Polly, as you guys go on from here and think about it, you end up remembering slowly but surely from your lessons that adventurers, specifically like yourselves, have a extra thing to them. Not everyone can be an adventurer. Just like you guys can heal completely over 8 hours of resting, you guys have an extra thing that allows you to heal as quickly as that and allow you to take in healings such as restorations and healing words and actually have it take effect quickly. You guys may have started a very small healing process for these regular people. That's why whenever you heal like a regular civilian, I divide your healing by 10. Hence why they tend to go down almost immediately after they get hit again. You guys they don't get nearly as much healing as you guys would, or as benefit from it as much as you guys would. So, like I said, you may have started a small like boost in the healing factor for some of these people, but whether or not that's enough, and possibly maybe sitting there constantly or dumping some major healing, it might show actual like quick physical improvement, but in the long run it's more of a long burn than a quick snuff.
So I did feel it take effect. It just didn't heal as quickly as if it would have one of us.
Exactly. You feel it
Okay.
go out and you feel it connect with the person, but you just didn't see any reaction.
Okay.
Which, for the most of you guys, whenever you do it, you usually see a reaction. And to be
Feel a
fair,
little bit better then.
you guys only ever heal civilians is when they die. So the small reaction of them waking up is enough of a reaction to be like, okay, it worked. You hardly ever
Pretty
heal
much.
people when they're conscious. It's like, oh, he survived. He can make it. As he's like walking around with his fingers staying on by a thread. No, I'm good.
Can
So
Gapporn roll a performance check to see if he learns the blues?
you would have to be around the blues to learn the blues.
Or needs to go find the blues.
You know how to do elevator music.
Wonderful. I'll add that to my torment section.
You can bore them to death.
And next session, we can watch Bryn and Amert beat up a fool.
Racha, as far as the last time that they reached out to you, it's been about another 5 days in your realm. Still no direct path decided upon yet, but they're waiting for the last parts to arrive back from Artemir before they can get the last engine online.
Would Artemir have me on the wanted list or no?
as far as you know, in asking Kazariak and Gyrios, and they put out feelers for it, they don't have it for you specifically because they just know a Kenku was with them. They weren't sure of which one. So you're guilty by association. So if you're found with people who are wanted, you will be immediately stricken. But let's just say that the Kenku refugee settlement is patrolled a lot more heavily since the whole ship blowing up a wall at an Ardamir port.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't risk it then. He'd probably still stay away.
Okay, any questions, guys?
That was insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the vodka a lot sooner next session. There'll be a lot of this.
I have a
Welcome to
bottle.
Seattle.
I have a bottle of wine I need to pop soon. Next session.
You gotta get Seattle wine. Alrighty, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If I don't talk to y'all before then, have a great night, have a great week, and we'll meet back up on Thursday.
Not everybody.
Alright.
Bye, y'all. Thank you for all those that stayed with us. You guys have a great night. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.